Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome back to Boulder Talk Radio, episode number 11. It's been a funny day. It's been a funny day because apparently illegal wiretapping is the new punk rock. And a certain subsection of internet idiots keep thinking that it's a wonderful, merry idea, that it's going to get them a lot of clout to call me at random times of day and attempt to talk to me and then record me without my knowledge. It's funny to me. For those of you guys who don't know, and I'm just going to start off talking about this. I was out on my job today and I get a phone call from Frisky Dingo. And he calls me up. And at first I didn't see that I didn't recognize the number till I saw that my phone notified me that I also received text messages from him because he has texted me before. For some reason, he likes to keep in contact with me, pay attention to me, fawn over me, stalk me, get mad at what I say. You know, at this point, I should just slip in my Patreon link and be like, hey, bro, why don't you throw down a little bit, huh? You seem to care so much. Why don't you, if you care about me being such a white gnat, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? Of course, I'm not going to do it, but I'll gladly take his money because I don't care. Anyway, he calls me up complaining about my Twitter commentary, right? Tweets, because apparently tweets now can really trigger such an alpha Chad white male like Frisky Dingo. You know, the kind of guy that's always talking about race realism and black on white crime and all the other things he likes to say. Because, you know, he's a racist and a bigot and a sexist and a whole bunch of other things as well. But for some reason, he really, really likes me. Like, he really, really likes me. So he calls me up and he starts complaining. I don't know if you listen to Ralph's show, I guess there's the audio on there. Complaining about what I said about what I called, was it Kyle Rittenhouse? I called him the Kenosha Killer. Other people are calling him the Kenosha Kid. I guess like it's really kind of a competing nickname for a kid who, literally a kid, a 17-year-old kid. No real life experience, taking a gun to a protest, shooting two people. You want to argue self-defense? That's something that defense attorneys will do. However, doesn't really change the fact that the kid, I want to reiterate that point, crossed state lines with a gun that he's not legally allowed to purchase or in many cases even possess, and killed two people with that gun. You know what I mean? Like, you can look at the facts of the situation and not get all upset that I'm not calling out black on white crime, which is exactly what Dingo tried to do. Like, he was so mad. Frisky was so mad that I like, listen to the audio. My God, man. My God, these fucking people. Like, these guys are they're obsessed with me. It's so funny. It is hysterically funny how obsessed these people are. Andy and Kyler, they call me pretending to be like journalists, trying to get me to call them back. Won't have me on their show. Oh, no. Won't have me on their show. Won't talk to me one-on-one. Won't come and do it. They're so afraid that Andy blocks me on Twitter and Kyler gets sassy. Like he's snapping his fingers, like he's like, like he's going to come at me like I'm afraid of, you know, mini Billy Corgan over there. Ralph, he'll call me, illegally wiretap me, then get mad and hang up on me. Just like Dingo did today. He got mad at me, called me the F slur, and then he hung up on me and then acted like it was some kind of win. He took the audio like a happy little dingo, like a happy little baby, a happy little boy, a happy little simp. I want to reiterate that there. Simp with a hard P. Ran to Ralph. Daddy Ralph, I got the audio, Daddy Ralph. I called Mundane Matt the F slur because he wasn't calling out black on white crime. When considering that one of the people that was shot by the 17-year-old kid, at least that I've seen, two of them I think were white. I think all three of them. Two of the people who died were white. So, you know, that's not even an issue that he wants to deal with. That's called facts and reality, something that Frisky Dingo doesn't live in, that world, period. So, but this is the world. that we live in. It's so fucking funny to me, guys. I actually recorded a quick video right after it happened. It's on my phone. I meant to post it to Twitter, but I had no cell service out there. Nothing good enough. I was out there hunting down houses that may or may not exist, doing my job for the United States government, doing my solemnly sworn duty as a Fed to get an accurate representation of just how many people are in this great country of ours. So I didn't have enough cell service to post the video, but of course that didn't stop Dingo from recording it and then running to Ralph like a boy trying to present a birdhouse to his father. Please, Father, love me, love me, love me. And, talking to a person who's so emotionally devoid of any love, of any true love, any true role models or leadership that he has to, capitulate. It's funny. Anyway. I'm just looking at some of the, but all right. I wanted to have a conversation first with a guy you may know. You may know him. He's a dude. He's an interesting guy. Phantom Organization from the YouTubes. I'm giving him a call right now. P.O., are you there?
I'm here.
Hey.
I'm here, buddy.
Hey, man, you've been having an epic time, right? Real epic?
Yes. Ethan Ralph has DDoSed me. I have confirmed the timeline of events. I have made a timeline here on a piece of paper.
Okay.
And it is basically confirmed in my schizophrenic mind that I was DDoSed by Ethan Ralph, and I will prove it to you using circumstantial evidence.
Okay. So you're going to apply the Gunt logic to the situation. All right, let's do this. What is your timeline?
No, it's actually real. It's
weird.
Real.
Oh,
so many weird things have happened.
Yeah,
it's real. It's real.
It's real. Whatever.
Okay. So I'm gonna activate my schizophrenia.
Okay.
I'm gonna line out the timeline of events for everyone, guys. On the 25th of August, they mass flagged me.
Yeah,
I know they did,
yeah.
Because the next day I was demonetized. I got an email saying they demonetized me, but it had no effect because I don't care about being monetized on YouTube. Really, it's more fun to just make live streams and everything. And Ethan Ralph noticed that it had no effect yesterday. So what happens today? I get DDoSed, right? But there are many, many weird things that happened during Ethan Ralph's stream. I am pretty sure Ethan Ralph, before he did the stream, he drank alcohol and he watched my content.
Okay.
He watched my reactions to the sex tape and he watched my reaction to his haircutting video. And I know this because he used terms I used from those two videos in the intro, but within 2 minutes of each other.
Really?
First of all, yes, in the haircut review, I say he looks like Kingpin. And in the start of the stream, he said, I look like Kingpin. Okay, 2 minutes later, he says, Christmas came early this year. And this is something I said during the sex tape review. So those two things put together activated my almond so hard at the start of that stream. I said, oh my God, that's literally what I said during my reviews of what he did. What the F? So he had been mega butthurt at me that day, I believe. And he had ordered his capos to DDoS him. He speaks the truth. We can't let the truth be out there. That's what Ethan Ralph ordered his capos to do. They know the truth about me. DDoS him.
Well, I mean,
yes.
you are
and he was drunk.
Well,
course.
he's drunk every single night. I drink only when I do the show, and then every day other than that too. But
yes.
What is it? You I think get more people watching you than the chill stream. And I know you've lately been playing the SEO game a little bit in order to become the top channel on YouTube hosting the kill stream when it's live. And so I think I think above all else, that's what's cutting into his ego, because he loves those numbers. He lives for those numbers. And if
Ethan Ralph fears me.
Ethan Ralph
fears my power.
He fears a lot of things. It's really funny, isn't it? He fears so much.
Inshallah.
Now, who do you think? Okay, so this is what I don't get about your demonetization for reused content. How can you get busted for reusing content that isn't on YouTube?
I think the reason why they had to take me down, because if they didn't do anything, they could probably be in legal trouble. I don't think they like Ethan Ralph, because the emails all detailed basically just delete the stream snipes. If you delete the stream snipes, then we'll let you monetize again. That is basically what those emails and the reused content flagging like it just told me that. Like, just remove the videos that conflict with the community guidelines that you broke. I look up the community guidelines that I broke. It's reused content. What have I been doing lately? I've been stream sniping Ethan Ralph. No other of my streams have been stream sniping anyone. It's only recently I've started doing this. That's the only thing that makes sense. So they mass flagged me. I got demonetized. I didn't give a fuck. And this made Ethan Ralph butthurt. So he thought, well, now I gotta DDoS him. And you may notice that I have not disconnected now because I'm not streaming right now. And they probably don't even know I'm here. But when I was streaming Ethan Ralph's show, I got DDoSed all the time. But now my connection is perfect. I wonder why. I wonder why that is.
Well, it's
a mystery.
I'm not. Well, whoever that went after Vickers' website, might have something to do with it. Although I saw some speculation that Faith had access to the website, and that could be a reason. I have no idea, but that's one of the things I saw kind of floating around. Yeah, they are definitely afraid of you, PO. I think because you just have fun with it. And you just make fun of them. And that's the one thing you can't do. Remember, that's the one thing Ethan Ralph cannot handle is being made fun of. And you're good at it.
Yes, he is scared. I can feel his gunt quaking in my presence. I bet he's going to watch this Boulder stream and he's going to see it's going to be delicious.
Oh, I guarantee he watches everything that I do. He watches everything that I do. Him or I mean, I know Dingo absolutely watches because that man is straight up just he's mad at me. He wanted to turn me into a white
You know
mad.
what Dingo did? He wanted to gain Ethan Ralph's favor by calling you.
Yeah, I know. I didn't see it.
He wanted to gain his favor. Did you hear what he said?
No.
Please don't hang up on me, Ethan. Please don't hang up on me. Like he said that while they were streaming. Like, please don't hang up. Please let me continue talking to you, Ethan. What a pussy.
That's funny, dude.
I'm sorry, but jeez.
Well, yeah.
This is the guy that called you?
He called me, yeah. He's texted me before. He texted me a while back because he was supposed to... okay, so you heard the story about like how they got my number, right? You heard that, where they said that it was some like British national guys, right? Some Britnets. And they had apparently gotten this like database of YouTuber numbers off of the deep web. And that's how like he has like a database with like my number in it. And that's what he said. Even on this show, he called in. I asked him about it. That's what he said. So I said, okay, dude, give me proof. I don't need anyone else's information, right? But just show me the screenshot. Show me what you got. Give me something. He's provided nothing. He texted me and like started calling me the Ensler. And, I was like, give me the proof. And he was like, no. So he doesn't, clearly that whole thing was a made up lie. Clearly he's a gunt guard. Clearly he's a simp. Clearly he's a racist. Clearly he's a bigot. All of these things. He's so upset that I tweeted out a tweet, making like giving shit to a 17-year-old who killed 2 people last night. Like I gave him shit.
You can feel their fear in the air.
It's palatable.
They have like a fearful aura around them right now.
Yeah. I just feel like
crushing them.
I should play like non-points in the air tonight, like, well, Hondo the Razor, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying Dingo is encouraging impressionable young men like Kyle to arm themselves to defend businesses, knowing they'll be charged with life sentences, which I agree with. I think you might agree with that as well, P.O.
Yes, you probably heard me. The chat was on fire. I was like, well, he kind of went there with an AR, walking around in a riot. I mean, he was kind of asking for it. He was kind of asking to be attacked, honestly. You don't like randomly go around with an AR in a riot without expecting that you're gonna basically shoot someone.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're gonna shoot someone.
You're going out there and you're going like, yeah, maybe this is what's gonna happen. Maybe this is gonna be something. I looked at it more like you have a kid who, and I thought like when he traveled from Illinois to Kenosha, like I thought it was a great distance. It's not. It's maybe like 15, 20 miles. He lives right on the border, and Kenosha's right over the border. So it wasn't it wasn't far for him to travel there. I thought it was like a great distance, like it was like he was traveling to Mecca sort of thing. But
yeah,
anyway,
me too.
But no,
I thought that too.
Yeah, because it's kind of like when you think about like the geography of the United States, I didn't think it was where it was. However, this still it doesn't change the fact. What I love is I love the right-wing justification for this. Well, it was self-defense. Okay, I get that. Fine, you want to make that argument. That's a valid argument. In a court of law, they're going to figure that out. But this kid still traveled with an AR-15 that he's not legally allowed to purchase. He took it from his home without his parents, from what I can gather. And the parents still pretty much have to be involved in this. And then went there and he was like cleaning graffiti. He's out there like doing the thing. He's cleaning graffiti. He's trying to protect another car lot. That was his main mission in life. I got to protect this car lot, man. That Buick LeSaber's got to be able to sell. Man. And then he gets into it. Now, people keep saying there's some shit about a Molotov. I keep looking at that video and I can't tell if it's a Molotov or a bag. Unless the Molotov literally was like the worst Molotov ever made. And it just went out. But it's like if you put gasoline in a bottle.
They always do this.
Yeah, no, I know.
They always do this. Do you remember the guy who drove into a crowd of people? They defended him.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. Sargon.
Like,
Sargon did.
Boy. He didn't do nothing.
Sargon's like,
he didn't do nothing, guys.
Yeah, Sargon's like, yeah, no. He what was it? She died of a heart attack. Because I think Millennial Woes told him that Heather Heyer died of a heart attack, and Sargon's like, well, he didn't kill her. Obviously. She died of a heart attack. She was fat. He was out there like saying that kind of crap. And it's like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, fuck you.
But that's not the problem. The problem is he drove his car. He rammed it into a crowd of people.
Yeah.
That's the problem, it's not that someone died of a heart attack. It's like when you drive your car full speed into a crowd of people, you kind of expect someone to get really mortally wounded. You don't expect it to be like fine and dandy. You know what you're doing. I mean, this 17-year-old, he should never have been there. Obviously, no. I don't think anyone should really be around these riots.
I agree.
With AR-15s and be like, yeah, I hope someone does something stupid so I can shoot them in the head, just like in GTA 5, dude. Hell yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm now waiting for like all the like the deep dive informational pieces about this kid to come out. Like, the thing is, this kid, he's definitely pro cop. He wants to be a cop. I get it. That's never gonna happen now. Like, that's never gonna fucking happen now. He's never going to be a cop. He's probably going to go to jail for at least 10 years. They're going to get him on first degree, and then they're going to slap on another murder charge as well as attempted murder for shooting the dude in the arm. And that's what they're going to get him on. And the jury can look at all the video evidence that they want. Like, the question is still going to boil down to, why did a 17-year-old have a gun at a riot? And why did no one... And I would honestly, if I were the families of the people who were killed, I would file wrongful death lawsuits against the city, the police department, because you saw this kid out there with a gun, this kid who looks like he doesn't have one pubic hair on his body. He looks so young, like he has that type of like 1950s American TV aesthetic, like, gee golly, Mr. Wilson, like, do you want me to go clean your gutters? Oh, you can do it for a nickel, Danny, right? And like, that's the kind of, you look at him, he's like a pudgy little chipmunk face. He's a little chipmunk face, and he's out there like fucking
He looks very cute.
Very
sweet young man.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect this kid to like, open fire. And like, I understand, the fear, and I get adrenaline and I get all that stuff. And this is the thing, none of that is going to fucking mean shit, because he still brought a fucking gun across state lines, and he's not a resident of that state.
He's fucked.
Yeah, and people are trying to argue that too. Like, that was one of the things that like Dingo got mad at me for, was all like the fucking legalities of the situation. And I'm like, dude, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Like, there's no, like, like, it doesn't. What I love is like, there was a crime committed. Oh, but this other person also committed a crime, as if that somehow negates the first crime.
Yes.
It is the weirdest
Yes.
chud logic I've ever seen. It's just always like, it's whataboutisms, which is complete fucking Soviet propaganda anyway. And it's hysterical to pay attention to. Because it's like, I didn't realize how mad people are going to get today. Like, my fucking mentions are shit. My mentions are absolute dog shit. And it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, it is like a typical tweet that you made. Like a lot of people made that same comment. Even I made the same comment. Like, dude, you don't go like into a riot with an AR. That's an AR he had, right? Like a fucking huge fucking gun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm just gonna be here to protect the business, guys.
Yeah,
That's all
the
I'm
car
gonna
lot.
do.
You know what I mean? Like, I used to.
He knew they were attacking car lots. He knew they were, and he was there specifically because he knew they were attacking the car lots. He moved across state borders. He's fucked. And the same, the logic here is that, or rather, the lack of logic is that the quote unquote nationalists are calling this guy like, oh, he's a young man, he's a Chad, guys, he's such a Chad. But if they were truly nationalistic, they would be sad that a young man wasted his life.
They don't care. They don't care about
like,
any of that. You
in
know
a
that.
sacrificial. Nobody will remember this in a month. Everyone will forget about it. It's like, whatever.
Well, you know, if this kid did like not get arrested, he probably would have been speaking at the RNC tonight. He would have shot the people last night, and then Trump would have been like, "You want to come speak at the event for defending the car lot?"
I'm gonna give his hand, like, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the American Medal of Freedom for defending that car lot, kid. It's like, look, man, I don't give, like, the thing is, people are going to have takes on this. Fine. You're going to agree with me. You're going to disagree with me. That's fine. I don't really care. I think we all can agree. No one should have died, for one. We can all agree on that one. And two, is it not wildly irresponsible for a fucking minor to carry a gun across state lines? I don't give a shit if open carry is legal across state lines. The fact that he still took a gun to a riot, that should be the main flag. I know I said the word flag. All right, everyone, check it off your bingo card. But it's like,
oops,
oopsie. Report history. Check another one. Anyway, it's just, but it's ridiculous though. That people are like defending this kid, and I'm not saying it's that he doesn't deserve understanding. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to like have his side of the story come out and be told. Not at all. But I do view it as like, we can look at the overall situation and go, there is clearly a problem here. And yet for some reason, people like Andy No is out there going like, well, one of those guys was apparently like a registered sex offender. I don't know to what capacity. And then people were at me going like, you're defending a fucking child molester now. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China? The guy's still dead. Like, I disavow all of his crimes, but the guy still is dead. Like, I mean, can we not talk about the fact that the 17-year-old still killed him? It wasn't like the 17-year-old was like pulled out like a hit card, All right, this guy's a registered sex offender. It's my job to take him out. It's not like that.
Vigilante. Yeah. He's like in Watch Dogs. He's got his phone out. He like scans everyone. Oh, this guy's a furry. Oh, gotta shoot him.
All right. Okay, John shot.
You probably don't know about Watch Dogs, but Watch Dogs, you can tell.
I play
people.
I play
and
Watch
get
Dogs.
Information from them.
Yeah, I play Watch Dogs. I love Watch Dogs.
You're a gamer.
I'm a total gamer, dude. Yeah, I'm a gamer who likes to. I don't get to play as much as I'd like, man. But yeah, no, I like Watch Dogs quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to Legion like a motherfucker. But yeah, it's really just these people are like, what I love about the right wing in these situations is they do as much defense and deflection as the left wing does over Antifa, which just goes to show you that the horseshoe theory is absolutely fucking real. Absolutely real. And it's,
in this case, I agree. Like, there's not much difference. There's not much difference in what's going on here.
Yeah.
But did you see the video?
I saw like, I'm not sure which one is in which order. Like, there was so much that was flying around. So, and I'm sure people will tweet, like, if you've got a chronological timeline of events, like, send it my way. I'll take a look. But, I think it's like, I saw one where he was like running, and then it was that bag that everyone's claiming was a Molotov, but I didn't see anything on fire. I just saw something reflect light.
So did you see like when he was laying on the ground though, and like some guy ran up with a skateboard and hit him in the head? Then
No,
Did you see that?
I saw pictures of that. I saw picture. I think I saw screenshots, but I didn't see a video.
Well, it's kind of crazy. Like, there was a guy there that actually pulled out a gun and was gonna like murk him, but like shoot him in the head. Basically, he like pulled out a gun. And
That
he
was the
like, "Oh,
kid.
I'm
That
gonna
was the
kill
guy
this
who got shot in the arm, right? Because I saw everyone was
Yes,
like,
that's the guy who got
yeah.
shot in the arm.
What I love about that too
But
is
I mean, clearly that's a self-defense situation. But
well, did he have the
like,
gun when he?
I disagree with the kid being there in general.
Yeah, I
That's
just
my
yeah
opinion
yeah
on
that's
this.
that's my main opinion on it is like the kid shouldn't have been there in the fucking first place, or he shouldn't have been armed in the first place. You know, that's my main contention point. I don't mind self-defense. The argument of self-defense is not something that I'm not sitting there and saying he maliciously went out and like gunned people down. You know, he didn't turn the streets of Kenosha into Parkland High School. He didn't do that, you know, but the kid still should not have been there. And I think that's kind of the key. But also it's like, but look, man, but let's be fair. People like Dingo, they don't care. They don't care about the people that the kid shot.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck.
No,
All they care
don't.
about is like it was black on white crime, and that is apparently the key issue here, the key point of contention. It's like, look at the agenda that a lot of these people are pushing, and you get a key idea for what exactly it is that they want.
Yeah, like they pretend like they care, and they try to find reasons for why they should care, but they can't like successfully do it. Like, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but like, did you see when Ethan Ralph and Andy Worski was like talking about the cuties thing?
You know, yeah,
I don't know if you want to talk about it,
I
but-
did. Well, I did. I was watching. See, this is the thing. I made the mistake of actually watching like your stream snipe last week. Like, I was doing deliveries, and I'm like, I'll fucking listen, you know. And then I heard him. What was funny was Ralph was like really interested in wanting to bring up cuties, you know. Like he was like, Vito came on, and he was like, all right, we're gonna talk about cuties, and then it was on other subjects. And he's like, we're gonna talk about cuties, and they finally talk about it. Vito leaves. They continue talking about it for a while. Then the next show, he brings it up again because of what Dick said. He brings it up again, and then on his the R&R Patreon show, somebody sent that to me the other day. Someone sent me the whole they record so I have it. They sent that to me, and I was listening to it again. I was out. This is the funny thing. I was out doing the Census Bureau stuff, and I'm in a place where there's no cell service. And I downloaded it to my phone. I'm like, fuck, I got nothing else to listen to. All right, fine. And I listened to it.
How bad was it?
It was bad. It was bad. It's bland. It's boring. It's so stupid. But they brought up cuties again. They brought up cuties again a third time. He is obsessed over it. Like, I mean, the thing is, the people that are mad at this movie are the ones that are obsessing over it. The people that are like, whatever, it's a movie, they don't care. They've moved on. But for some reason, Ralph is like really into this. And I just have to ask the obvious question that we're all thinking about right now. There's that question. Is it because he's really hoping he can get an idea for what they're going to be like at the age of 18? You know, like, I mean, hey, I'm saying 18, right? I'm saying 18, but you know what? He's he's looking at him like he's looking at Faith going like, this isn't going to work, but cuties.
Oh my God.
You know, that's going to be a thing. Because, you know, as soon as that movie comes out midnight that night, he's going to sit there. It's going to be 3 a.m. because he's on the East Coast. He'll be awake. He'll be drunk. He'll be like, oh, it's cuties time. You know, not wearing pants, gunt hanging out. And then from there, your imagination will clearly destroy your brain. But like, you know, he's going to dive into this movie. He's going to watch it. He's going to talk about it. He's going to like bring it up a lot, you know? And it's like, why do you care so much about this movie about 11-year-old girls learning to dance? You know, like,
well, the thing is they don't really know how to put it either. Like when they just saw the trailer, their take was, oh, these young girls are whores.
Yeah. I heard Andy say that. I heard Andy say that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, he's like, oh, they're a bunch of whores.
That's completely twisting the logic. It's like, oh, I hate these young 11-year-old girls. They're whores, they're sluts. But like, 11-year-old girls can't be whores or sluts. Like they're just grasping for anything, like that they can pearl clutch over.
Yeah,
they don't really know why they should be offended.
I just thought it was funny because like if you watch the trailer, like, you know, it shows like it's clearly an Islamic family, a hard conservative Islamic family. and the girl wants to get away
I
from.
haven't even seen the trailer.
Yeah,
so
it's like the thing
please
is like
describe it.
the main. Well, there's a girl who's like, I don't know. I saw the trailer. There's a chick in the beginning of it. Like one of the younger girls is like taking an iron to her hair. I don't know why that was a thing, but whatever. But anyway, the main girl, from what I can gather, is she's Muslim, and her family is like hardline Muslim, and she's got the hijab on and everything in one scene, and she wants to get away from that. And as a person who, and I'm like, okay, I can see that as being an angle of the story. I will fully admit, like, I don't like the concept of like those girls and like the dancing like that, because my sister was a cheerleader. And like, I'm like, why are they doing this? Like, why do they put these kids like this? It just, it's not, I don't like it. Cause it's like, it's kind of, it's gross, especially now, like when, these girls are like 13 and they dress like they're adults, and it's like, because that's what, I don't know if society wants it or whatever, but it's like, that's what they view, they value beauty because that's apparently what gives them value. And it's a horrible mindset. And I don't know if this movie is going to break those stereotypes or if it's going to reinforce them. I literally have no idea. I don't even think I'm going to watch it because I'm just like,
I'm never going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll read some reviews. I'll read some reviews like or something like that. But it's like, I'm also not going to sit there and like prejudge it before I see it. Like I didn't like the marketing. The poster was terrible. That was a bad call on Netflix's part to have that, because those girls all looked uncomfortable in that poster. And maybe that was the point. I don't know, but it's like, that's a bad call. Like you shouldn't have done that. Like, no.
Well, I'm going to put it this way. If there's any movie with like 11-year-old girls twerking, you can be sure that I will not watch it. I don't care about the context. I will just not watch it.
No, I don't have a desire to see it. Like, I don't know if they are. I read there was something that said twerking. I didn't see any twerking in the trailer. So I don't know, like, if that's a thing. Like, I mean, you can look up like dance competitions, right? They have like actual dance competitions where, the girls do that, and it's like, that's real. And like, that's a thing, and like, that's something that's not good. So it's like, is this meant to comment on that, or like, what's the commentary here? But then apparently, I guess like one of the producers is kind of like pro pederasty or whatever the hell the term is. I don't quite know. I mean, like I saw something on Twitter about it. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. So it's like everything about this movie just seems like it is just absolute dumpster fire. And it's like, I ain't touching that shit with a 10-foot fucking pole.
Me neither.
I don't want to
like that's all you really need to say about the movie. It's like any movie with 11-year-old girls twerking, it's like, no way. Don't make a movie with 11-year-old girls twerking, regardless of context.
Yeah.
Don't sexualize little children, please.
True.
Don't dress little girls in like adult attire, please. Thank you very much. And that's it. That's all you have to say. You don't need to call the girls sluts or whores like Andy Warski did. Just say, any movie with this kind of garbage in it, I'm not gonna watch, and I will not promote. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's one of the, I'll just forget. I'll probably see it like, oh, Netflix. Because, I mean, like, here's the thing. Netflix bought themselves so much free publicity with that shit. Good or bad. Because, all the people that are like raging about it. Like I said, Ralph, 3 a.m. in the morning, soon as it drops, he's going to be there watching it. He's going to be there watching it as intently as he was looking at a Soph video a while back. Not good. And so it's
what is
like,
up with that?
I don't know. I don't look. Okay. When you have somebody like you read the Vickers emails, when you've got somebody who is as emotionally immature as Ralph is, and we've seen this, I mean, like Faith has him wearing makeup now, so it's really funny that she's got him like dressed. She's dolling him up in order to make him look pretty for the camera. Did you see that? He got that video on Twitter.
He's wearing makeup.
He's wearing makeup. He is. He's wearing concealer, dude. Like, I mean, he's like, oh man, I got all this rosacea because I'm a drunk. No, it's called busted capillaries, you fucking alky. And it's
yeah, you fucking alky, Ethan Ralph. You fat loser.
Your words. I'm a fat guy, so I can't really say that. But no, it's funny. It's just funny to me that like He
You
can't-
can say it.
I
It's
can't-
okay.
Yeah, I'm a rotund American too, so you know what? He should put down the fucking burgers. Like he posts all these pictures. He's just like,
No, you're husky.
I'm husky.
You're
Oh, I'm husky.
But
Okay.
Ethan Ralph is a fat
Yeah,
bastard.
he is the
but you're
literal.
husky.
He's a human equivalent of a boulder, is what he is. He's a human equivalent of a boulder, is what he is.
And you will lift him.
I will
lift him above
yes.
your head, and you will drop him into the chasm.
Yeah, well,
That's
like,
what you'll do.
like fucking Gollum in the fiery pits of Mount Doom. Yeah, just roll him in, just kick him down the hill. He'll collect speed. He'll get there eventually.
Oh yeah. We'll get an earthquake out of that one.
I-
Jeez, he's so fat though. Oh my goodness.
It's funny to watch because like I love what you do on your show because you have that camera that like zooms right in on his face, and I'm so glad
It's because I know he won't like it.
It's because I'm so
I know he's
glad.
insecure.
Yeah, like I watch it on my phone, and so it's like as I'm driving, I'll have it up, and so it's like it's small. So I don't. It's if I was watching it on my TV, I would be so angry. I'd be so angry. I don't want to be that close to what it can only be described as an egg-shaped head with quite literally like nothing in there. It's just like it's he puts his
Oh,
head,
he's got Maker's Mark in there. Don't you worry.
he's got a lot of makers.
He's got some Maker's Mark bottles rattling in there somewhere.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they could probably just distill his body and make a liquor out of it. Like that is how much is in there. Like I'm pretty sure like if
The
he
going
ever
theory is that the Gunt is like a camel's like sack that they have on their back. It's like collecting all the Maker's Mark. So he can like be permanently drunk for like a month.
you know what? I agree with your sentiment on that one simply because I saw the video and like how much that belly jiggled was like an ocean wave. You know, it was
It
like,
jiggled more than her ass.
it did. It was like you slap it one time and it just the force just keeps it rocking back and forth for hours and hours and hours. It's kind of like it's kind of like mesmerizing to look at to an extent, and that's not a good thing. Because now we know how we got. Like,
Did you look at the Gunt and were you like fascinated? Were you mesmerized?
I wasn't mesmerized, but
Hypnotized,
like
perhaps
I had to find some way to stifle back the vomit. So it's kind of like when you're on. It's kind of like reverse seasickness. So it's like when you're on a boat and you have seasickness, look at a point distant in the horizon above the ocean, right? So you don't see the swaying. It allows you to concentrate and whatever. This is the exact difference. When you're looking
And
square,
the distance is the abyss of Faith's butthole.
it really is. It really is, you know. And it's just like it's right there. Her main street's right there. The cavernous booty is right there. And just everything. So you have to focus. And you're looking around the room and you're like, okay, what's around the room? What's around the room? Okay, there's that blue fan. I mean, it's really blue. Like, where did he get that? But I can't look at that for too long because she's right there next to it. Okay, there's pixel art on the wall. Really, that's kind of tacky. You look like a fucking moron. Oh my God, there's female, hygiene products over there in the corner. You know, where's that Disneyland suitcase? We need that Disneyland suitcase because justice for the Disneyland suitcase. And then, but really,
that is truly the greatest injustice is the Disney.
yeah, it really
suitcase.
is. I
That
feel
they stole that.
I want to know where her brother's shoes are.
Yeah, where are the brother's shoes?
Where are the
What did you do? Her 11-year-old brother's shoes fit her feet. How's that even possible?
I don't know. Well, I mean, the different sizes, but just the fact that like her room was so messy, she couldn't find her own shoes. So when she snuck out in the middle of the night, she decided, I'm going to take my younger brothers. This is what a grown, fully functioning adult does. Steals an actual 11-year-old child's shoes.
She's a criminal.
She's a
criminal. She's criminally insane. She's like the Joker.
Yeah.
She put on her 11-year-old brother's shoes, packed the computer in the Disney suitcase, and she ran away. The heist was complete. It was a heist, honestly. $950 worth? Whew.
A phone, a laptop, some shoes. Yeah. You know, like some Jack Skellington earrings that people kept saying looked like Mundane Matt earrings, which I thought were kind of funny.
Yes.
People kept saying that. And I mean, you know, he read it too. Like, you know, he read it and was probably like, just take those off, Faith. You know, but hey, to go
Has
back,
she taken them off? Is that confirmed?
she wasn't wearing them in the video. She wasn't wearing
Chad
them.
Mundane Matt.
Yeah, I'm
The
gonna.
house. What is it called? Like you're stealing his girlfriend.
No,
Like a housebreaker. What is it called?
a home wrecker. A home
Whatever.
wrecker. A home wrecker?
Home wrecker Matt.
Yeah. Well,
Home wrecker Matt.
like, I'm pretty certain that, like, if you stacked him and I against each other and she had to choose, I think she'd be like, stable individual of average height, of moderate intelligence, owns his home. Ralph.
And endowed like a horse.
And yes. Yeah.
Keep in mind.
That's what we're going to go with on that one. Yeah. We're going to roll with that one, Phantom. Yeah. You put that out there into the ether. Mundane Matt, endowed like a horse. There we go. That's the lore.
Uh-oh. Yes. Please continue the juxtaposition.
No, I'm good, man. I think that's pretty fucking funny.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like this whole situation, the further along it gets, like, I just can't, I'm just really wondering what's going to happen next. Like, you've been flagged. You've been DDoSed. You know, they're coming for you because you get under their skin. What they don't realize is if they took down your channel, you would only grow more powerful. Like, they don't realize that. Like, if you can, not to say that you wouldn't have a reason to, but if they got rid of you, you could beat that victim drum for a while and do it well.
No, I am not a victim, Matt. I'm a conqueror.
Oh, okay.
I will be the next host of the kill stream.
You gonna do that?
I'm a conqueror, Matt. A conqueror. I don't beg. I'm not a victim. If they take me down, I will come back twice as strong, and I will conquer them even harder. That's my mindset.
There we go. There we have
They
it.
fear me.
Fear the Phantom Organization.
Yes.
Punished PO.
Yes.
That's, yeah, you should put that as a meme, like, or redo your avatar to make you look like you're actually punished.
I'm not punished. I don't have a single scar.
Well, now you have to travel to Virginia to get one.
I'm a pro.
You're unscathed.
I'm a pro. They can never take me down, Mundane Matt. They can't do it. They can flag me. It doesn't work. I just got demonetized. They mass flagged me. All that happened, I got demonetized. They can DDoS me. All that happened is I was invited on Majestic Matt's show. How wonderful. Growing my channel even stronger. I am a conqueror, Matt. A conqueror. Don't you see? They can't stop me. They fear me. And they fear you as well.
I think they fear.
They're scared of you.
I feel like they are. Like, I feel like they really are. And I don't like to say that out loud because I think it comes across as like dickish of me to say. But at the same time, when you've got like what they've done in regards to like the prank calling or like the wiretapping and all of that stuff, just for like 2 minutes of a soundbite, and they're like, they think that it's somehow winning, but they won't actually talk to me. Like, that's the craziest.
They won't invite you on your show, but they'll snipe you. They'll call you when you're not prepared, and they will like challenge you. They'll have all their documents up on their computer screen. They'll say like, "Hey, according to this law, you're wrong in this specific circumstance," and all this bullshit. While you're just doing your casual strolls around town, delivering pizzas like a Majestic Matt would. I mean, you're riding on your boulder. You're going strong, and you're just BTFOing them. You're just like, dude, I don't really care. I'm so busy right now. Who are you even? You're Rand? Oh, you're the guy who sucks up to Ethan? Whatever.
Well, I'll tell you what
what
this whole thing truly exposes is that all of these guys are fucking rats. Every single one of them is a rat, just waiting for the moment to snitch. They're all waiting for the moment to be able to like use what they've got. And the biggest rat of them all is Ethan. Because
yes,
and like we know this now, he records everyone he talks to. So if you've ever been in a private call with Ethan, or even maybe a semi-public call, he's recording it or someone's recording it. Anything you've ever said to him has been photoshopped or photographed and logged, probably even photoshopped. He probably lies about that shit too. Everything you've ever done has been recorded and he's going to use it against you. I mean, Rand, dude, come on. The guy is a piece of shit, but like I felt bad that his kid passed away, right? And then like he's sobbing over it, like a normal person, you know. And then Ralph's like holding that over his head in a moment of anger and rage on Twitter, and we all now you exposed it once again. I mean, Like look at the sex tape
And
thing.
there's nothing there's no limit to what he'll do. He records his girlfriend in an intimate moment, a very private intimate moment. He doesn't give a fuck. He uploads it just to get like one little win, a tiny little win against her ex-boyfriend that nobody cares about. Like, okay, like there's no threshold that Ethan Ralph will not cross just to get those tiny sad victories over who he considers his rivals. It is so pathetic. He's such a pathetic little worm, honestly.
Yeah, that's Ralph. That's the whole crew. It's all of them. It's all of them in a nutshell. And that's what I love about this particular timeline right now, is that everyone can see it and everyone knows it and everyone is laughing at them. And their audience is probably only going up simply because people want to hate watch. And the more people are going to be, because you showed on the screen of how many viewers he's got. For the first like hour and some change, it's low. Everyone knows he's on.
And then it rises in a very weird way, a very inorganic way. So I think he's botting. I do think he's botting. And I showed my own numbers. They top off. And I have hashtag kill stream and whatever on YouTube. And the numbers always peak. But the kill stream on DLive, the numbers always go up. Even though almost nobody goes to DLive, really.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
Well, did you hear?
It is unorganic growth, inorganic.
Did you happen to hear the thing about when Ethan had said on that Patreon stream that DLive only makes money off of basically off the right wingers, like Nick Fuentes and him? Like he's out there going like, we know DLive.
That's his ego speaking.
Oh, that's his ego. Absolutely, that's his ego speaking. But he's not wrong. The top earners on that platform are really the people like Fuentes and Ralph and all those guys in between. And they do pull in the most amount of money, which is one of the reasons why they're on the front page for only a very small amount of time. And then after that, they get booted from the front. Have you noticed that too? They'll be on the front page for like an hour, and then they'll just get bumped off the front page, even though they've got the most viewers of like the top like 10 other channels combined. So it's like they've got all these people on there, but they're not on the top page because the admins of DLive know what the content is and they're protecting them. So it's like, and that's the whole.
It could also be that they know that they're botting.
I've heard that as well.
Numbers are fake and therefore they shouldn't be highlighted. They don't want to reward botting.
I have heard that as well.
I'm schizo posting. I'm sorry. I'm schizo posting all the time now, dude. I'm sorry, but I mean, this is crazy. It's just crazy. I'm going into like weird conspiracy theory areas with this shit. Ethan Ralph is like giant gunted mystery. Like he does so much shady shit that it wouldn't surprise me if he's botting. The DLive staff knows about it, and therefore they just push it back. Like, oh, he's botting again. Just take him off the highlights. Take him away. He's botting again. Because you say it's only in the beginning that they are on the front page and then they get taken off when it's obvious they're botting.
I'm just really surprised how easy. It feels like it's pretty easy to bot on DLive, and like I've seen some people mention that it has a lot to do that DLive itself is probably doing it because that's how they mine for the coin. I mean I don't quite know how the blockchain works for DLive. I just don't. So, clearly there's if it's, something based on the blockchain, I feel like there's some kind of mining. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that system as well. Like Bitcoin, all this kind of internet coin, I don't trust it for a second. Like CEO, like people that own these kind of like cyber coins or whatever, they can adjust the value of it in a heartbeat. They can make the value really low or really high, just like for individuals in their wallets. Like it's really strange how much control they have over like this coin system. In my opinion, the lemons are a scam. It's just a scam. I don't trust it. I think it's bullshit. Whoa, one lemon is worth $0.00012. Okay. Whoa, I'm swimming in lemons, guys. Wow, epic.
Well, here's what I don't get. Weird. What I don't get is when Ralph shaved his head. All right, like he hadn't made barely any money that night. And then all of a sudden, like, Bibble and Gator start bullying him over the hair. And then they're like, okay, well, if someone gives me like a Ninja Genie, which is like $120, I'll do it. And then he got it like minutes later. So someone watching just gave him $120 to watch some fat idiot shave his head. Yeah, I mean, like, what the fuck?
One of them was Andy Worski.
Gave him 120?
Yes.
Okay, wow. See, I don't know.
Andy keeps giving Ethan money.
It's really, yeah. Well, and then, but the thing is, it wasn't just that. Then 2 other people gave him the Ninja Genies as well.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, like you're telling me that like these people watching him who before that moment weren't, they just go, you know what? I'm just going to pay this guy $120 so he'll shave his head. And someone did. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's something about it just seems weird.
You're subscribing to the Britney Spears drug hair theory?
No, I'm not. No. I'm not doing to the drug hair theory because that doesn't work. The drug hair theory.
Okay.
Because, when you test someone's hair for drugs, you don't test the top of the hair. You test the follicle. So it's like, they could still pull a tweezer out and get a follicle and like run the test on the follicle. And there's even like, I did a drug test, and the last drug test I took was a weird one where it wasn't like pissing in a cup, which was always like the easiest one. This one was where I had to like take this item, and it looked like a styrofoam, like cork, or I mean, for maybe better analysis, like maybe like a styrofoam, like tampon sort of thing, and they wanted us to like literally put it in our mouths and kind of suck on it for like 12 minutes. I'm not kidding you. Not kidding you. And I'm sitting there going like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I putting this object in my mouth? Because I'm like, if you just want to test for weed, like I'll piss in a cup. The better
question is, why would you not? Why would you not?
Well, I mean, you
asked me to put a strange object in my mouth. Why, yes, sir, I will do it.
And I'm in a room of like 12 other people in like this office building in Portland, Oregon. Like, this isn't weird, and then that was the drug test.
About like a whole set, a film set.
Yeah,
and everything.
It's a whole candid scenario, and then it's just like, oh wow, holy shit! I'm just some weird like German fetish site is like, oh, look at this fat tubby boy suck on what it's a styrofoam tampon. Oh, and they're making lots of money, and I had to work for a gambling company, so I guess we both win, but in just different ways. But that was like the weirdest fucking thing for taking a drug test. So they have different methods now, but the hair follicles, they actually go for the follicle. And I don't know, I mean, as far as I know, Ralph's on the pills. Pills have a very short half-life in the bloodstream. Weed has the longer amount because it stores in the fat. And since Ethan's body is like 92% fat, he's not going to get rid of that for a while. And then also like the alcohol is going to like, make his whole body even worse.
He could have done drugs 10 years ago then, and it would still show up.
Well,
he's just so fat.
He might have lost a lot of it when he went to jail. Maybe that's
true.
Maybe that's how he lost all the weight. Was it was just like his body was just consuming the meth that had stored up over the years, and he's like, I'm gonna work out, man.
His body just consumed all the meth. Well, he had a good time in prison then. He must have had a really good time in prison if he was high on meth all the time from his fat drugs. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I
don't like this guy.
I know
this
you don't.
Ethan Ralph guy.
Now let me ask you this, like, because I mean, there's blatant reason why I don't like him. I've known him for 6 years, and he's always been a piece of shit. But why? What prompted you, PO, to get on the anti-Gunt movement? What brought you to the fight?
It was he flagged me once in my live chat, but it wasn't that. It was really when he took down PPP's channel, and I had like enjoyed PPP's channel. I watched every Cooking with Surfer, and now this fat idiot like took it down because he got butthurt.
So he took away your surfer,
making, like, some joke stream.
He took away your surfer, and you're like, you will feel the wrath of the Norwegian.
How dare he? It was an insult to my honor. I couldn't take it. From that point on, I was after Ethan. I wanted blood.
Oh,
that is my biggest ambition.
That's your thing now. Okay. So you want to take him down because he took away your surfer.
Yes.
So what you're saying is you want to be like Anders Breivik, but to Ethan Ralph. And
yes,
not,
yes,
okay.
of course, 100%. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh my god, dude.
110%
I had
to what Mundane Matt just said.
I had to Google that. I'm like,
I avow this message. I avow it. I stand by what he said.
I don't. Oh, don't look that up either.
The kill stream is my Utea.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna come on there with a boat.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, I think
Matt, you brought this up, not me.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something terrible that happened in Norway and find a way to relate it. And little did I know, it was a bad thing. This is
a very bad thing. I'm surprised. The Mundane Matt, you're secretly based, dude. It's incredible.
I have a very dark and twisted sense of humor that a lot of people don't get to see. Because I oftentimes don't put it out there, but if people talk to me privately, they get it a lot. They get it a lot. And yeah, I'm kind of now releasing it more into the wild. Let's see.
Oh my god, you got DDoSed by Ethan Ralph. Dude.
Well, hold on. Let's try it again because it's I'm back up now.
You got DDoSed by Ethan Ralph while we were streaming.
Let's see.
They fear you. They
fear the Matt.
Dude, you're gonna disconnect so many times. They're just gonna keep doing it now.
Most likely, yeah, most likely. Everyone's like, Gator, no,
Inshallah,
Ethan,
my
no.
brothers. They DDoSed me and Mundane Matt. Inshallah. This will not go unanswered. Incredible.
I have I don't know. My internet sometimes likes to crap out on me. So but for the sake of the bit, yeah, they fucking totally DDoSed me. 100%.
They did.
They totally did. Ralph
100,
fears
100%.
the Matt. The Gunt fears
Confirmed.
the strong. 100% confirmed. Ethan Ralph. One of his capos, probably. It was Southern Dingo, just very upset with me because I didn't disavow anyone who criticizes the white race. I didn't avow what Kyle Rittenhouse did. That's what's happening. No, we're all base Dolphin here says Jarbo and PO need a NordVPN link from Toad. Yeah. I take nothing from McJudas.
I might check out his latest video just to get a link to a VPN. I really need it. Maybe it's NordVPN. At least it will be easier than typing it out into the URL bar. He always has a VPN sponsorship, to get all those precious silver coins.
I mean, like, I'm not against the VPN sponsorship. If they were like, NordVPN wants to sponsor Boulder Talk Radio, I'd be out there going like, hi, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt Jarbo. Let me tell you about the best way to watch internet porn without your wife finding out. NordVPN.
Whoa.
Boulders, baby, boulders.
No. It's not. It's the kill stream because you're so embarrassed.
Right.
The best way to watch the kill stream is through a VPN because you're so embarrassed. It's easier to switch to porn to explain yourself. Because the kill stream is just so boring and lame.
It is. I mean,
and Ethan Ralph is so fat.
What really annoys me about Ralph is like his voice is so terrible. And the thing is, like, this is not a person who knows how to talk well. If you listen, he's nasally and he is often out of breath. If you listen real intently, you will hear him be out of breath quite frequently. He tries to talk and then he'll because Koksky will just be doing blow, but he'll be like, oh, I'm just my nasally voice, and then but if you listen, he sounds
so stupid.
He's got physical.
Have you heard his laughter?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Who laughs like that? That's not a human laugh. I've tried to replicate it for like the sniff stream.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
It's
what? How does the human form replicate this sound?
I don't know.
It's like a whale.
Yeah, well, it's a dolphin. It's a dolphin laugh.
A dolphin, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the Gunt vibrating as he's like opening his mouth. It's like screaming for food. That's why he's laughing, because he's not laughing the dolphin laugh and anything funny is happening. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one of those things where it's like he taught himself how to laugh like that on command. And that's actually a skill, to be fair.
Yes.
But it's like you can listen when he starts to laugh and he'll try to do that, like, dolphin laugh and stuff. And at this point now, to me personally, the whole thing feels fake. It feels like it's a forced laughter. Because
it's so forced.
Or it's an involuntary response to the alcohol. Like it could be
it's like the Gunt rumbling in his tummy. He opens his mouth and it just comes out like that noise. Like it's vibrating. His it's vibrating so hard it comes out like a dolphin chuckle.
You think
he's in pain?
You think he does it in his sleep? You think like he cuddles up to Faith and then he just dolphin laughs in her ear?
Maybe
giving her nightmares.
Have you like? Here's the thing. I think you made a very succinct point here by saying that it's really him forcing a laugh and it's not him finding anything funny, because at the end of the laughter it sounds like a squeal of pain, like a pig dying. Have you ever heard pigs dying? That's kind of like what it sounds like.
Oh my God. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because he like, it's funny when he's like checking Twitter or he's like reading Kiwi Farms or something. Like he does that sort of stuff while he's on the show. You can see, because again, you have that zoom in on his eyes and his tiny, beady, dark eyes.
Little rat eyes.
Yeah, they are. They
Little
look like,
piggy.
they're like, I'm going to get you in your sleep. I'm going to come get you. That's how he, that's his mating call. That's how
Have you noticed that whenever he blacks out his camera, and then he blacks out his camera feed, and when he comes back, he starts slurring his words. He's pretending like he's not drinking during the streams, but he is. He's drinking so much alcohol. This stream, his eyes were very sleepy looking, and he blacked out his camera, and he came back and he started slurring his words, and he takes such tiny sips from his cola bottle. Very obviously, he's hiding whiskey, Maker's Mark, or whatever in there, just to drink while the show is going. He's a hopeless alcoholic. Like, he's hopeless. He can't stop drinking. If he stops drinking, he'll die. That's how bad it is. That's like a real thing that can happen.
Oh yeah, no, there's straight up addiction there. I mean, if you look at his when he posts out images of going to get food, there's always alcohol, and he'll. Like, who was it? It wasn't Aid saying he only really leaves his house to like go to the liquor store or something. And he probably just has like Uber Eats delivered like the rest of the time. Given how much he eats out, I'm pretty sure a lot of it's just Uber Eats. Which, I'm not like,
I mean, he doesn't strike me as the person that eats a lot of healthy food.
Well, we can look at his body and tell that.
Oh, yes.
He
might get skinnier now that he's like limiting his alcohol intake.
Yeah, but that still requires.
He had to eat M&Ms.
He ate M&Ms?
He ate M&Ms because he's not getting his energy from the Maker's Mark, the sugary Maker's Mark. So he ate M&Ms last stream and he drank like juice just to keep his energy levels up. And he crunched them into the microphone like.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Crunched them like that into the microphone. Yeah, it was epic.
So I mean, I know you are stream sniping him until there's a pill stream, and even after that, I'm pretty sure you're going to keep doing it. But I think
Inshallah.
I think at this point you're just committed to watching the downfall from like an anthropological perspective. You just want to like study
an anthropomorphic perspective. Yes.
Because it's like eventually, how much you want to bet within the next like 3 months he's going to drop the camera and not be on camera?
He's stubborn. Psychologically speaking, he's a very stubborn man. Like he is dedicated to it now. If he stops, he knows the A-Logs will win. And
you don't want the A-Logs to win.
Have you seen the title of my stream? It's like Until the Pill Stream. I will stream snipe him until the pill stream.
Yeah.
I think I have been like an annoying force that have prevented him from starting to drink openly during the streams, because he knows that if he starts drinking, he will make mistakes, like openly drinking, and I will make fun of him. I'll say, oh, it's the pill stream. It's the pill stream. He's so scared of having another pill stream that he's taking these tiny little sips. from his cola bottle that has alcohol in it, and he looks so sleepy. And the streams, the kill streams, have been the worst. They have been the worst streams ever. They've been so boring. Yesterday's stream, I almost fell asleep. I was so bored. I was like, oh, dude, it's over. It's over, finally. Like, Ethan Ralph without alcohol, without having like some embarrassing pill stream moments during the streams, is not entertaining.
No, he's not.
He's not a funny guy. Not a funny guy.
No, he's not a funny guy at all. Like, I mean, I'm not the funniest person on the planet. I think I have more energy than he does. I can at least keep the conversation going. He needs to, you know, he's so distracted by everything else that's going on. It's going to eat at him. You know, he's overcomplicating every aspect of his life, which is only going to supersede or accelerate the downfalls. What's going to happen? And that's going to be funny to watch, because if there's a person out there that I want to see kind of crash and burn, it's him. And I don't feel bad saying that out loud. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to have some kind of karmic repercussion for saying that. Watching this person just slowly, like, just devolve into a human gunt is going to be funny.
Well, you know, they haven't celebrated. They didn't do the celebration Boulder stream this year. That is an indication enough that he's basically, at this point, he's like Adolf Hitler in the bunker in Berlin. And he's like, oh, fuck. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, shit.
Well, remember that
surrounded.
that he called me after the Boulder stream, when he didn't do it. So that's when he started, like, if you think about it, Ethan is now trying to A-log me.
He is.
And it's not working.
Because you're more powerful. You're very powerful. They really are desperate for you to make a mistake, but you're just too powerful. That's why they call you when you're, like, unprepared, but you just keep owning them. And they pretend like, oh, it's the greatest shit ever. It's so boring. He is forcing a cackle. Whenever they play your clips, he's forcing a cackle. Andy is snorting coke. He's getting high. He's like, or whatever his laughter is like. And, like, it's so obvious that they're so desperate for someone, just anyone that they can make fun of, so they can bring back, like, the lightning in the bottle that the kill stream started in 2018 when the Boulder stream happened. They can't do it without Zidane. Zidane was the magic behind the kill stream. He was the real host. It's a skeleton crew now.
Well, it's kind of like it's you know, every group like that needs, like, the straight guy to be the ground, you know? And if you don't have the straight guy, like, look at Howard Stern, like, Robin Quivers is the straight guy. Howard is the jokester. Robin is the one who he bounces off of, and she grounds him when necessary. But, like, she plays along, but she's still, like, that sturdy center. Zidane was like that. Zidane, I hate Zidane. I think he's a piece of shit. But in this regard, no, even before going on there, it's like Zidane's just a fucking asshole and stuff. But he was that kind of, like, you could say, like, he was the anchor of the team, because Gator, he has no personality. He's got none. You can find clips of Gator, like, I think 2 years ago, where you hear Shannon's actual voice, and then you hear him now, and it's just like a low res Medicare.
the low bitrate Medicare.
Yeah, that's all he's like. Hey guys.
His copy. He keeps pausing in the middle of his sentences to copy what Medicare is doing. It's like, it's so transparent. It's so transparent, and he never acknowledges it. Everyone is making fun of him for it. He copies, I think he made Mr. America insecure about his laughter, because when Gator copied his laughter, all of a sudden it was lame. It's like when the lame kid at school starts making the same jokes as the cool kids. Then those jokes aren't funny anymore because the lame kid said them. That's literally what happened there. So I think Gator accidentally chased Mr. Medicare off the internet by being so insufferable and copying his every mannerism. It's like, oh, dude, at least have some personality.
Yeah.
At least be original to some point.
What is it with these guys?
I'm afraid.
And copying, you know, because you're right. You know, Gator copies Medicare, and Ralph lives to copy Dick. Like, Ralph just loves Dick. He loves Dick. Probably.
Ralph really loves Dick. Yes.
Super loves Dick. He fawns over Dick. He obsesses over Dick. He talks about
Dick all the time.
Dick. Day in,
Dick
day
is
out.
on his mind.
Dick is everywhere. It keeps coming in and out of his mouth. You know?
Yes.
What's a dick? Like, but really, it's. I mean, he obsesses over it. So that's why I like to joke about him just not having a solid father figure, because every time he finds a new one, they're left disappointed, and they leave. You know, Medicare was kind of like a father figure. You know, Medicare was giving him the sage advice of just like sit back, laugh at idiots, collect super chats. That's it. And then Ralph's like, "Okay, Daddy," and then he fucks it up. He went to Medicare, or not Medicare, Milo Yiannopoulos, and he was like, "I love Milo. I'll take a bullet for him." He actually
He
said
does
that.
this to every guest. He does that to every guest that is like slightly more popular than himself. He will constantly like just compliment them on the show, just so that he can show them like, "Oh, look, I complimented you on my show. Can you please come on?" And that's why he got so annoyed when someone made fun of Richard Spencer. I think it was yesterday, because previously on that show he said, "Yeah, I really like Richard Spencer. I think he's a really good guy, and I've invited him to my show." And then a caller, I think it was Rand, or like one of those typical callers, like the one that are high, the ones that are high on benzos. He called up and he said like, "I really don't like this Richard Spencer guy. I think he's full of crap. I don't like him." And immediately Ethan Ralph switched the topic so fast to like the riots. He was like, "Yeah, well, look at these riots, guys." And he had the caller on and he refused to let him speak. Ethan Ralph, he's so slimy. He's just so slimy. Man.
Well, I see. Okay, so
there's no redeeming qualities to the man.
no, there's not. I mean, well, there's not, especially after August 11th. You know, like there's just no redeeming qualities there at all. And the fact that like Faith went back to him really says a lot about her. However,
oh yeah,
you have a point there. So even when like let's say Vito was on the other night, and I'm buds with Vito. He was on here the night before he went on there, and
dude, they tried to make Vito into their new mundane Matt.
What do you mean? I know that they were attacking him.
Like, you have been like they've been trying to bully you.
Yeah.
And they've been coasting on the Boulder stream for like 2 years.
Yeah, that's pretty pathetic.
They tried to do the same thing with Vito. They tried to turn him into what they had with you, because he talked about the cuties thing, and they've shat on him over and over and over again. They said, "Oh, we BTFO'd him with this and we did this and that." Like they've been trying to pretend like they totally resurrected the magic of the kill stream with Vito. But that stream was really boring with Vito on. It was super boring, and he just left because he disagreed with their opinion or whatever. And for 2 days after that, they've been trying to dredge it up and say, "Oh, Vito was scared. We BTFO'd Vito. Vito won't come on anymore, blah, 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 blah." And they're trying to make that into like the new Boulder stream. It's insane. They're actually desperate and insane.
I don't, yeah.
My God.
I have, yeah, I've heard them attack, like, because every time, well, see, the thing is, this is what Ralph's strategy is. Ralph won't come out and he won't say anything about these people, right? Like, he'll go, "Oh, well, I'm friends with them and they're nice and they're cool. I mean, I disavow what they said here." Because it's like, when it comes to, this is the thing. If you want to fuck with him, if you really, and this is, I think we have like 80 people in here right now, which is awesome. Thank you guys. If you want to fuck with Ralph, here's what you do. Keep on him about cuties. Because this is where he's torn. Dick says cuties is okay. So Ralph wants to say cuties is okay. And if you listen to him, he keeps bringing it up because he's trying to find some argument, some justification to back Dick's argument. But every time it comes up, he goes, "Well, I mean, I disavow, but, Dick's a good friend of the show. Dick's going to be here next week. Dick's a good guy." So when Dick is on the show this week or whenever it is, if you can, fuck with him about cuties. Get Dick on the topic. Because at that point, Ralph will have to he'll make a choice. Do I anger Daddy or do I anger the audience? Which one is it?
I think that's a very funny thing you're bringing up there, because I didn't think about that. I think Ethan Ralph ran his mouth about cuties before he realized that Dick was okay with it. And so he's really coping hard about that. I didn't notice that before. You're right.
Yeah.
You're actually right.
He really has. Like,
incredible.
Again, like if someone out there, sends you that same stuff they sent me, then you could listen to it yourself. And he talks about it again. And he brings up Dick a lot in that segment. They're talking, he wants to because Rand is like, Cuties is terrible, Cuties is pedophilic, all this shit. And then, Ethan's like, well, Dick says this and Dick says that and Dick says this and Dick says that. And I think this, but Dick really says this and Dick's a friend of the show. And you can just hear him like the wheels spinning, the noggin jogging, everything that's in his brain, the maker's mark rattling it around, trying to compute 2 + 2 = 5 and find a way to rationalize everything. And it's like you have a far right-wing audience that is going to look at this movie as being the epitome of pedophilia and everything Corey Feldman was talking about before they've even seen it and know what it's about, really. And then you've got your best friend, really, and mentor, the person who you look up to as your new father figure. And now he says it's okay. And if Daddy says it's okay, well, Ralph doesn't want to go against Daddy because Daddy's going to be there for him. Daddy's going to tuck him in at night. Daddy's going to change his Pampers when they're piss full of Maker's Mark. And like Daddy. And he doesn't want to lose another one of his dads. And that's where
it really is like this. He always has like this one person he hinges on. It used to be Mr. Medicare, but then Mr. Medicare started making fun of him. So now it's only Dick. It's only Dick for Ralph. Ralph only thinks of Dick now.
Yeah. How much you want to
happen if Dick goes against Ralph? What will happen?
Then
I don't know. Who's the new father figure? A pill stream, perhaps?
It's gonna yeah. If you want to accelerate a pill stream, you have to basically kind of do away with his support structure. And that's going to be difficult because he put out a sex tape, a revenge porn sex tape. And yet his audience has practically forgotten about it. And it's only been 3 weeks. Gator's out there not talking about it, not bringing it up. The guests will give him a little bit of shit and you can tell he gets real mad. Seething Ethan, right? He gets all seething. But then
he
it's
really doesn't like it when they bring it up or joke about it in any way.
And then you've got Mr. Vickers at this point, playing from the prospect of the art of war, and he's going to keep Ethan on his toes. He's going to keep him on his toes. He's going to do what he can to just fuck with the guy, because there's an old saying my friend told me, and he goes like basically it's like if one of my sisters ever got raped, I knew who it was. I would go to the guy and I would threaten him. I would say, I'm going to get you one day. I'm going to get you one day. You're not going to see it coming. You're not going to know when it's going to happen, but I'm going to get you. You're going to turn around and I'm going to be right there. And then, to kind of put a little bit of fear into this guy, about a year or so later, track him down and then just randomly show up, but be across the street. Just to remind him that you're there, that you're always there. And then just watch it fuck with them, emotionally torment them. Every time they're alone, they're going to think that they're being watched. Paranoia sets in. The fear sets in. And that's basically where we find ourselves right now, is like, Ethan is so fearful of everything that he's starting to see it everywhere because Vickers is doing it. He created the website. He's doing everything he can to like put pressure on Ethan. He's going to reach out to the landlord about, inquiring about buying the property, which who knows if he's actually going to do it or not, but it's a threat.
He's probably going to do it,
but it's an actual fucking threat, and
he said he makes $150,000. He made that in 1 month. He said,
he said that. Yeah.
When he was very successful, he made that in 1 month. And that is like what Ethan Ralph bragged about making, like throughout his whole career. I made $150,000 hosting a kill stream. This is in 2020. How long has the kill stream been going? Like 4 years? Who knows? Who cares?
He got out of.
It's a minuscule compared to Mr. Vickers' resources.
Exactly. Because in 2 years, well, you could say in 2 years he made $150,000. Because that would be about the 2 years and whatnot. So that's like a decent living right there. But it's like, it's going to drop. It's going to drop. These, everyone now, the thing is, there are certain things you don't do. And one of them is release a sex tape in revenge porn. And it just shows the world exactly who he is. And I mean, look at tonight. He had that Chrissy Mayer on last night. And then I saw something, I took a look today on Twitter, and he had said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm going to go and do this recording with Chrissy, this Never Have I Ever podcast," and then she dumped him. She canceled on him.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, did she
did.
Did she cancel on him because, the next phase in Vickers' attack has been to use the Rolodex of guests and start sending them emails? Because that's what Vickers is doing.
I know that someone sent Chrissy the sex tape. Someone did.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they admitted it in my live chat. They were like, I sent Chrissy the sex tape. And Chrissy, that was the woman that showed her feet, right? From yesterday's show? I'm sorry for my ignorance, but that was her, right?
Who showed her feet?
She showed her feet.
I don't know.
On her webcam.
Okay. I mean,
anyway, she came up with like slights towards Ethan Ralph, like, oh yeah, just get them when they're barely out of the gown of finishing high school, and something about I wouldn't want anyone to put anything in my butt and shit like that. Like, she came with like these tiny little slights, and Ethan was sweating. He was sweating. He was like worried, really worried. Like, did she refer to the sex tape? And you could tell he got butt hurt. he was not happy with that at all. And today she canceled. Well, it's not surprising if she knows about the sex tape. Not surprising.
Yeah. Like I had said, like I'd heard through a friend of mine that's kind of connected to that side. He was like, he's like, what I hear is that guests are canceling and previous guests aren't wanting to come on. And, I don't know how true that is. It does feel like, that it's going to be harder to get people, because as soon as he announces someone, like the Farms or Vickers or someone is going to, head on out and find that person's information and then just send them everything and be like, do you want to associate with this? And they might be like, nope. And then they gunt off, right? They just gunt the fuck out of there. And they leave him high and dry. And then what is it? Oh, he needs his Gold Star collars, like Dingo and
the Gold Star collars that are high on benzos.
Yeah, like
oh my god,
like Dark Butters or whoever some of these people are. I got no idea. Like I know a bit. I know I've done my research recently, but before then I really had like very little idea. So I've been learning a bit more about what's going on over there, and it's really pathetic. Like, I listened to you stream snipe it, and I may not be the most interesting person in the world, but like, goddamn, that shit is just boring to me. Nothing about it is interesting. The hot takes aren't even that hot because they're just the same repetitive white nationalist nonsense from Dingo. Ralph brings him in as a way to kind of shock jock the audience a little bit, so Ralph can disavow, but he knows exactly what Dingo is going to say. He knows exactly what to expect from him, but he does it to get people, oh, Dingo said it again. And then Ralph can go, I didn't say it. Right. And he needs to keep going back to the well for these people.
Yeah. The saddest part is he's pretending to be a nationalist. He's pretending to be, but it's only through implication. He can just imply that he is by having Dingo on to give his racial spiels, and he can say, I don't necessarily co-sign everything that happens on the kill stream, every guest that calls into the kill stream, but he keeps calling him in, even though he doesn't necessarily co-sign it. Every day he calls in this same fucking guy, and he knows he's going to come with a racial spiel, and he can say, I don't necessarily co-sign everything that the callers are saying, guys. Like, oh yeah, it was totally an accident. It was an accident, my friend. Yes, sure. I believe that.
Yeah, it's completely an accident. It's completely not planned. It's completely coincidental. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Past the lemon, past the lemon plate. That's really all it is, because he knows that his audience is built upon those people. So he can't talk shit about them. But he also so desperately wants to be this middle of the road, maybe right-leaning person. But he's dating an 18-year-old girl who was trying to raise money for Black Lives Matter, supposedly. It's like ask her, I want to ask Faith, what's your thoughts on Bernie Sanders? And like watch her just go, oh my God, I love him. Because she probably does. She probably does.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is, like, when it comes to what we're going to see out of Vickers. Like, how far is he going to go with this? Like, is he going to nuke his own daughter to get to her? I don't think he'll go that far. But
well, he did say that she's a bad person. He did say she's like a bad person in the first like timeline of events on his website.
Yeah, but that could be one of those things alongside, he could just be saying that, but it really depends like how far he's going to go. And that's kind of what I'm curious about. Like whether or not we're going to see like him just scorch earth her. I don't think he's going to put anything out there about her that would further damage her potential prospects later in life. Because that's where the difference is. If you look at like the thing between the two of them, she's 18, Ralph is almost 35. So his life is more than halfway over at this point. Even he's jokingly saying I'll be dead by 50. Like even
by 40. By 40, holy fuck.
Yeah, I don't think he's got much time left, to be honest with you. That's why it's like I've even said like as much
he's
as
on death's door, dude.
He's drinking that much, man. Like no exercise, eating out every single night. I mean, sex was like, it was a chore to watch it. It must have been a chore to experience. I mean, oftentimes when you,
Did you call it mesmerizing?
I called the gunt mesmerizing because it was just like this sloshing motion that like, it's kind of just like looking at, like a train wreck, but it's flesh. And it's just two items crashing into each other. And then the ripple effect, like the infinite pool of ripples. And then you could also
for the
like
first half of the video, you can't even see his penis,
which is a good thing.
You can't even see his penis.
Which is a good thing.
It's hidden underneath the gunt.
It's hidden underneath a bunch of things, but yeah, it's in there. Then when he like, I was like, when I watched it and I'm sitting there going like, oh, thank God you can't see his dick. Oh, thank God you can't see his dick. I just don't want to see. And then I'm like, I skip ahead because I'm like, none of this is interesting. I've seen better.
You skip ahead to the,
like, and then I'm like, then there's like I'm like, wait, what's that? Let's skip back a little bit. Okay. And then it's, I'm like, I don't want to say like forensically going into it, like, but I was trying to figure out what it was I was watching. Cause at first I knew what it was, but I was like, in my brain, I'm like, I know what I'm looking at, but I also don't want to acknowledge or accept what I'm looking at because there are things in this life that cannot be unseen. And in that moment, I was looking at one of them.
Stared into the abyss.
You stare right into
truly stare into the abyss with that. Yeah.
And so
like there's an innocence that every human being has that kind of gets taken away with the
Ethan
Ralph
like,
sex tape.
I tried listening to your coverage of it, and same with PPP and Godwinson and Kraut talking about it, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't listen to it. I'm like, no, I just can't. Like you did that sniff stream. I didn't know what it was. And so like I had it, so like I'm having audio problems in my car right now. So I have a Bluetooth speaker in there and I click on it and like I'm out driving around. The windows are down. It's hot, listening to the Bluetooth. And all of a sudden I'm hearing this song and I'm like, what the fuck is PO doing? And then I'm like, wait a minute. Am I hearing the tape underneath? What the fuck? And like, you hear, right. And it's like, loud as fuck coming out my car windows. And I'm like, oh my God, no. So I'm like, I skip ahead. I'm like, it's like an hour long. So I skip ahead and it's like, I'm like, God, fuck you, goddamn PO, And then like, finally, like, I'm like, oh, he's talking, but it's like 45 minutes into this thing. And then he's all like, oh, thank you for the lemons. And then I'm gone. And then like, you fucking asshole. So I couldn't go through
a half an hour intro, a half an hour outro. That's the way you do it. That's the kill stream,
That's
dude.
the kill stream. Yeah, there we go. That's terrible.
That's it.
I fucking hate you for that, by the way. I fucking hate you for that.
It's modern art, my friend.
It's
modern art.
No, it's not modern art. It's like watching it's like watching a snuff film is what it feels like. Because something's gonna die as a result of this. Whether it's Faith, whether it's you, whether it's Ralph, whether it's the child he put in her, we don't know. Right?
They've been raw dogging it, dude. They never stopped raw dogging it.
Yeah. Well, look, the thing is though, it's like, she's 18, then I'm pretty sure like, both of her sides of her ovaries are firing. But think of it like this. He's an alcoholic who doesn't move. He's like a human version of Jabba the Hutt from like the first Star Wars, the special edition. like it's just it has the ability to gain an erection, but and I hate to say that I paid close attention to this, he was losing that erection until the finger went where the sun don't shine. And when he got a sniff, it was like wake up salts. Yeah, it was like right. It was like instant Viagra. He's like, whoa, all right, Yeah, that's what got him. That's what got him going in order to hit that last hurdle to get to the end. And thankfully, it ended for all of humanity. Thankfully, it ended. It was such a short clip. And then, but it's like you can tell that there's like he's probably firing blanks, dude. That much alcohol, that much fatty food, that much inactivity. I mean, the fact he's like, oh, I got some hot 18-year-old, and like he couldn't even keep it up.
18-year-old pussy
without getting a fresh whiff of her butt juice, and that was it. That's where he's at. So he's probably not even virile. There's probably nothing there about him that would even be. I mean, he's probably literally ejaculating soy at this point. There's like no testosterone there. There's none. There's no, listen to his voice. It's whiny, it's high pitched, it's nasally, no balls. Right?
2 years ago, if you listened to a kill stream, he sounded completely different. Did you know? Like, have you listened to like a 2018 kill stream and like juxtaposition them to the current ones?
Well,
he sounds so weird now compared to that.
Well, see, back then I won't want to say frequent guest, but before I was on there in August, I would pop up a couple times on the kill stream. He would DM me and want me to come on to take the opposite approach, the opposition, the contrarian approach to something, and like argue points. And I was like, okay, because like he had gotten out of jail, and he was a much different person. He was much more calm, had a much different demeanor about him, and it was like I'm not going to sit there and say he was pleasant, but he was tolerable. It was a tolerable situation. And then the situation with me happens, and he gets all that fame off of it, right? He gets all that, oh, we got him, we destroyed a life sort of thing. And then from there, that's when like the ego sets in, and that's when all the alcoholism really fires up. But what happens with Ralph is where we see him now compared to 2 years ago is he's still doing as much drinking, if not more than then. But his mental state is completely fried. He doesn't have hot takes. He doesn't write for his website anymore. So when he sits there and he goes like, I'm Ethan Ralph, the owner, editor and operator, editor-in-chief of the RalphRetort.com. It's like, when's the last time you posted an article, dude? Like April? So like your website's dead. No one goes there to read it. All you do is you bring up articles and read them on screen. Sorry, that's been done. I know, I do it. And
just remember, like, if you woke up tomorrow and you were Ethan Ralph, I think you would cry. I would cry. Honestly, I would be so depressed. I'd be like, oh, I am a horrible piece of shit. Holy crap. There's nothing I can do that will ever redeem me. Like, my whole life has gone to shit. I'm fat, obese. It'll probably take me like 1 year of starvation to look like a normal human being and not like some CGI effect, like a monster. I mean, his whole house. Like, have you seen the picture of his house?
Yes.
It looks so bad. It doesn't look like someone spent time building it. It seems like someone was high on some kind of drug and then drew like a house like a 5-year-old child would, and then they built it. And they call that the blueprint. Like, oh my goodness. The windows are so small. The door is so ratchet. Like, the walls look like they have brown stains on them. It's like, dude.
So what you're saying is the outside of the house looks probably the way the inside of the house smells.
Oh yeah.
Because you could only imagine. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, some houses have smells. That's just like normal. But it's like the house, when he tried describing it to Aid, and he said like, oh, my mom has her own wing in the house. Like, she's got her own half of the house, her own location, her own place. And really it's just like the room down the hall, if there's a hall.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't have the biggest house in the world.
It's like half truths and lies.
Yeah.
So you can imply that his house is like this great mansion. It's exactly like the Dick Masterson situation. It's a square piece of crap house. Doesn't look good. Like it's like and you go and you say, welcome to my mansion. Welcome. You have like an MTV crew coming along. Like, this is the bedroom where I had sex with Faith in. This is the kitchen. And this is my mom's wing. Because the house has 3 rooms in it.
How much you want to bet that's going to be a story fire video at some point? He's going to do a video.
I don't want to see his house.
Oh, you would look. If you went through frame by frame on the tape, you're going to look at the house.
I think I've seen enough with the sex tape. Like someone theorized that they were like used like tampons on the floor. They zoomed in. They were like, "Is that what I think it is?" It was so gross, dude.
It is possible.
You can't even see the floor. There's trash all over.
It is possible that like because they were probably both drunk leading into that tape, and it is very possible that at that moment she was like, "Hold on," and she pulled it out. And then she threw it, thinking like, I'm just going to pull it out. And then they did it, and then like she just grabbed another one because there was the baggies. I mean, in prominent, like like I know no woman ever do I know who has ever left out feminine hygiene products in their container like that in a room. Like it always goes underneath the sink. Right? Or it goes in the bathroom. It goes in a place that is out of the way, but accessible, Like every woman I've ever met does that. Like it's not something that's like left out, and then here you have like the 2 things of it left out. And it's like, is it just to like showcase to whoever haunts that house that a girl now is staying there that has a working uterus? Like I would assume that Ralph's mom has probably gone through menopause. That's what I mean by that, but it's like, is that what the whole thing is? I mean, I have so many questions, which is why Ethan needs to call into the show. I would love to.
Ethan needs to call into your highly successful Boulder Talk Radio.
Yes.
Highly successful.
With 90
You have all
watching.
the cards, Mundane Matt. You have the cards, not Ethan Ralph. He's a loser.
Yeah.
He's scared of you.
They have to call me.
He's also scared of you. You hold all the cards.
But I'm serious though, P.O. I really have questions. Like I would, if he called in, I would treat it like, like an actual
you
proper.
Would be respectable.
Yeah, like inside the actor's studio, right? Like Ethan Ralph, master of the kill stream, owner, operator, editor in chief, theralphatort.com.
Well, like Sith Lord.
I have questions for you.
Sith Lord of the kill stream.
Sith Lord of the kill stream. Yes, master of none, but the kill stream. Would you say that releasing a sex tape was a good idea? I mean, I know it's a low point in your career and everyone talks about it, but what was going through your mind? Was it the maker's mark? Was it Xanax? Was it jealousy? Was it rage? Was it thinking about your small penis and wanting the world to see your shame? These are my questions.
I love Schizo posting about Ethan Ralph, dude. Like, it's very funny. It's very entertaining.
Yeah,
like just speculating about his life and everything, that like how fucked up it is and how sad it is.
Arif here says Matt's show is so interesting they have to call him. They have to call me. Like,
yes.
When I'm out hunting down addresses for the U.S. government. Here's the funny thing too. This is true. When Frisky Dingo called me today, I had literally just driven past a company that was called like Boulder Engineering or something, right? It's
it was a sign, destiny.
Yeah, it was density is what it was. Density. We're density. I took a picture of it. It's Boulder Equipment. That's what it was called. It's called Boulder Equipment. And I drove right past it, like literally right before he called. So I thought that was kind of funny. That he
you were warned. The gods side with you. You were warned by Allah up in heaven. Well, that you were going to be, that someone was going to call you sneakily and try to get the upper hand. But Allah sides with you. Inshallah. Inshallah.
Well, when he called from 2 separate numbers. And this is kind of the funny thing. So he called me from one number that he had texted me from before. And I think is a Google voice line is what I think that one is. Then that didn't work. So he called me back from another number with a different area code that I'm looking it up right now. I think is in Louisiana. Yeah, it's in Louisiana. And so someone had sent me his docs that got doxed like months and months and months ago on Twitter. And he is apparently from Louisiana. So I think he called me from his actual phone number.
No,
right?
No.
Or something.
Is it that stupid?
Because he called me because he couldn't get a good reception. Because I was like literally like in the middle of nowhere. And then he called me again from this Louisiana number. And the problem though is like I normally don't answer numbers that I don't know, except right now, like because of the whole census thing, I get calls from like different area codes all the time. And it's like my boss, they just route it through a different thing. So I have to answer it. And so I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's him. And like did you hear the conversation?
You knew it was him.
I didn't
say it was him, but you knew.
I had a feeling it was him because he had already texted me. Like earlier, what did he say earlier? He had said something earlier.
No, you knew him from his voice. That was so funny to me. Like you could just tell on his voice. You were like, oh, it's you.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like what do you want? Like what do you want?
It's
like
the sideshow of the kill stream.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
God, here
like
we go.
okay, like okay. Yeah, I pulled over. All right, let me get a sip of my coffee. What do you want, Dingo? Why don't you like defending white people? Like what? Like, well, you called me a moron because you said if you're a moron, you defend it. Well, you call me a moron? I'm like, I was being facetious. Well, I mean, like, what?
You
why
just made a tweet.
Did he just make a tweet?
No, you just made a tweet, and he had to call you to yell at you.
Yeah, that's how bad.
That's how powerful you are.
That is how weird shit is getting. That like I simply put out a tweet. It got like I think 60 retweets somewhere in there. It's whatever. And like he is so mad because you heard him say in that call, he's all like, oh well, remember how I said you weren't that bad of a guy? Well, I take it back, and you're an F slur. And he hangs up. Like that's his own. That's his own. That's his. Oh, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna call him the F slur, and then I'm just gonna hang up. Like, what is it with these guys and hanging up the phone? Like what?
They're like women. They're like women. They fear the real men of the internet. They fear us because we will slap them around like the women they are. Inshallah. Inshallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no.
They are scared little women. They fear us, mundane Matt. They fear the mundane Matt.
What they can't control. And that's really what it boils down to, is that they can't control. And for a while, what I think happened is like I think they thought they had like the power of like the cow boards and the farms, and they could use that to kind of like, cause they were probably trying to find a way to use it to like wield some kind of influence, like look at what was it? The whole Vic Mignogna case. And like at some point, Ty Beard was like asking Kiwi Farms to like dig into somebody, which effectively is not going to be a full-on investigation. It's going to be kind of an attack, and so it's like the farms come with a certain belief structure, a certain je ne sais quoi, right? And so it's like, I think that's what he thought he had, and he doesn't have that. So like 8chan is gone. The cow board is now on a website called the guntretort.com. I'm not making that up either. If you go, I think it's like alog.theguntretort.com. It's like basically a Chan board. And that's the new cow board.
Yes.
And
I've seen the cow boards.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I've seen the cow boards with my eyes. The darkness. The horror.
Yeah, they're not happy with that.
They, cow.
They're just not happy with him. And so everyone's laughing at him. And he now has, I think he probably has the largest thread on the farms, right? At this point. I don't know if you know
it's
that.
growing so fast too. Like it still grows like crazy because he keeps embarrassing himself. He He's been stumbling and stumbling over boulders all this time. Mundane Matt. He keeps stumbling and falling over. He's scraping his knees. Just keeps trying to walk, but there is a new boulder and just falls over again. He can't do it. The power of Allah and Mundane Matt is on our side. It's on our side.
It's very, very
We are
potent.
the winners. They are the losers. That's just a simple truth, guys.
It's a
The
very
winners
potent
don't need to
combination.
call up their enemies like privately just to act like a woman, like the kill stream are doing with Mundane Matt. They like winners don't need to do that. We just sit here with our Chad chins. We just the sun glistening off our skins. We're
But, like,
beautiful in the sunlight.
He calls me, but he called me at like 3:30 p.m. my time or something like that, or about maybe 4 p.m. my time. It was the afternoon, you know? So it wasn't like he got off, maybe, well, it'd be 3 hours ahead for him. So like what, he got off work and he had a beer and he's reading Twitter and he's like, that goddamn Mundane Matt, I'm going to call him. I'm going to give him a piece of my mind, you know? Never mind that, by the way, during this whole time, PO, I've had a StreamYard link open and he's been on the show via StreamYard. So he could come on into the back room on the StreamYard and fucking actually address it, actually say something about it. But no, Mr.
He's scared.
Mr.
He fears you. Yes. That's why they always do this hit and runs. They can only do like a quick hit and run and like make sure that you can't say much back. Like they will just yell into their phones and then hang up after dropping F slurs and N bombs. They will just yell and then hang up so that you can't retort. Because ironically enough, what is it? Ethan Ralph from the RalphRetort.com is afraid of the Mundane Matt retort. He's afraid of the Matt retort. That's the irony. That's the irony.
There's
of
a lot of
whole thing.
irony on that, yeah. Because the thing is, he doesn't have the protection. Like Keemstar, I don't know. I mean, Keemstar probably would come after me or something, but like, there's no Jim. James Allsip is gone. Zidane is gone. The quartering is just a blubbering mess, malding and peeing into a safe. You know, I mean, all
So
these.
sad. Very depressing.
Worski is just a pimpled coke fiend. You know, that has to fly.
He's still high on coke.
It has to fly a plane into my house. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, we gotta address the Andy Worski situation.
Okay.
Like once and for all. Didn't he used to do Uber Eats?
Yeah. I think he did. Well, I'm not too sure if he did Uber or if he did Uber Eats. I would assume probably Uber Eats because it's less responsibility than driving people to a location, you know?
Yes.
And so like, you know, and I think you make
It's a very by the way, guys, very respectable job. Highly respectable. I love everyone who works at Uber Eats. Very cool people. They're blessed by Allah, by the way. Just saying. But
Yeah.
he will make fun of you for working at Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Because he's scared. But he himself worked at Uber Eats. It is so hypocritical.
Well, everything they do is hypocritical, and yet they absolutely fail to acknowledge it. They absolutely fail to even remotely see that they are exactly who they've become to hate. They do everything of the sort because they are so afraid of their own shadow. I mean, like, you know, the thing is you can watch like their show and really just look at them and go, yeah, no, they're both like pretty bitchy people, you know, like they all they do is they whine and complain. And Andy hides behind, like he keeps people like in his chat. Like if you don't give him money, he blocks you. What kind of, what shit is that, man? What kind of pussy shit is that?
Dude. And did you hear what he said? Like he's been saying this for so long now. He says, guys, no more drama. I'm not going to engage in any more drama, guys. It's over. I'm not going to do it anymore. But he keeps bringing you up. Every single stream, he brings you up. He has to talk about you. And then him and Kyler or whatever, they were like, Kyler, he sounds like, he sounds so weak. He's like, yeah, Mundane Matt, we decide if you can come on our show, okay? We decide. It's like, what? How can a weak human being, pathetic human being, not blessed by Allah, by the way, say that gracious, Mundane Matt, majestic Matt cannot come on their show? He's begging Allah for his vengeance, basically, at that point. You can tell his voice is afraid of Allah. The great vengeance is upon him. He knows it's over. The lemons are drying up. The lemons are drying up. Allah has cursed his lemons. It's over. Don't. Once you go against Majestic Matt, this is what happens.
It's
so sad.
It's all
These
over from
pathetic
here.
Weaklings. Yes.
John Scott says that Andy's co-host is the locale waiting to happen. I agree. Base Dolphin says he makes Geek look charismatic. That's so true. I'm not a fan of Geek, but like Kylo is so low T. So low T.
Yeah.
There is no testosterone even in Andy now. Like Andy used to kind of have this like swagger. He used to have a bit of swagger. You know, like I'm Andy Worski. I fuck bitches. You know, I take my condom off while we fuck. Then I tell them later on when I laugh about it because, you know, that's basically considered sexual assault in Canada, but ha ha ha, sort of thing. And now he's got nothing. You know, it's just like it's 480p live streams. That's like I harp on that because it's something that actually bothers me. It's like you live in an area where you are not able to broadcast in anything greater than 480p. That's pretty sad. And he sits in his parents' living room and he, you know, watches like Mia Khalifa interviews and plays fucking Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now I'll tell you what I really want Andy to talk about. And then I am going to probably let you go after this PO so I can get a couple calls in and then go to bed. Yeah. It's been like,
we've been going for 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah. It's been fun. It's fun. It's fucking fun. I think people are enjoying it. I want to see ones in the chat if you guys are enjoying it. But Andy is working on a video game. Did you know that? Now, I don't know if he's still working on it.
Oh, I bet he is.
But so a couple years ago, before we had our falling out in December 2017, in October 2017, I was in LA for a YouTube kind of training seminar, and I'm in a call with Andy Worski and Ian Miles Chong and a few other people, and we're talking, and Andy is working on his RPG. And he's tweeted about this a little bit, but what he's doing is he's building an RPG in RPG Maker.
I was thinking that like, his RPG is probably using RPG Maker.
It's using RPG Maker, yeah. And he's
my God.
Yeah, he's tweeted about it a little bit. I've seen some tweets where he's had like some screenshots because I think he tried to make like IBS the RPG. And that just goes to show you like the emotional maturity of these people. Like, hi guys, I'm going to go pull out my copy of RPG Maker 2 and I'm going to make us all in the game. You know, like,
the healing item is Maker's Mark, and to restore stamina, you do a line of Coke.
Yeah, pretty much. Like
That's the real game. That would be the real IBS game.
Well, it's like, you know, because, you know, there was a game called Super Columbine Massacre RPG. Did you ever hear about that one?
No.
Yeah. So this guy, he made it. I forget his name right now, but I've interviewed him on this channel like a long time ago. He actually, I reached out to him and I got to interview him about the game, and he got in a lot of trouble for like a lot of negative press because he used the RPG Maker, and then he made a recreation of the Columbine shooting where you played as the two shooters, and the game ends with you dying like by killing yourself, and then going to hell, where there's a bonus level where you're in hell and all the bad guys are sprites from Doom. And they just keep coming and there's no health and you eventually die in hell. And it was a commentary about like the game or about the situation and about the media response. And like it's you know, it's a really interesting art piece. That's art because it has something to say.
Wait. The RPG Maker game, the Columbine school shooting RPG game, you're calling art?
Yeah, it is
based art. Mundane Matt, indeed. Very based.
Well, I mean,
very cool.
I even say like the MC Jarbo tracks and the Fatsmas Christmas album and a lot of the very critical and super mean artwork I have seen about me, I view as art. And I am actually thankful for that from that perspective. Because it says a lot, you know, it says a lot, I think, about where you are in life if you influence somebody to create something. Now, ideally, in my mind, create something that has a positive impact or has something to say versus just outright being a cunt. But I'm not going to fault anybody at all for creating something. And so, like, if they want to use me as a muse and it's making fun of me for some shit, that's, you know, let's be fair. There's a fair amount to make fun of. There's a lot you can criticize me for. I'm okay with it. I literally am okay with it because I look at it as being someone's expression. And the more like there's, if I could find it, I'll send this to you privately if I could find it again. You know Medicare,
The
right?
game?
No, not the game. You can download the game. You can download the game.
I was like,
no, you can.
The game,
you
really?
I think you can go to like Super Columbine Massacre RPG.com or just Google it. You'll find it.
Ooh.
But no, there's a
that's mundane Matt is avowing, and he's shilling for the mundane Matt shooter RPG game.
No, I'm just saying it's an interesting art piece, is what it is, and it has something to say. It's a commentary on the world at the time. For me, I was in high school. I was a junior in high school when Columbine happened, so it impacted me differently than it impacted other people. But there's this art piece that Medicare's girlfriend Jade drew of me back in 2014. And it's very mean-spirited, but I love it. And what it is they have like the mundane Matt skull, and it's like on a fat dude, because let's be fair, I'm husky Jarbo. And I'm sitting on a pile of
husky. That's okay.
Super husky. Lovable, furry, husky. And it's
oh no.
Not a furry.
Uh-oh.
But I have back hair I gotta shave.
Confirm.
That's the point.
Wait,
Shut up.
What was that?
I have back. No.
What?
I said
for soda?
No, I don't know. I said I have back hair I have to shave.
My god.
That's all it is, dude. Jeez.
Why would you say that?
I don't care. Fuck it. I don't care. Like, it's, dude. How old are you? How old are you, PO?
I'm 26.
You're 26.
Why would you ever say that?
I'm 38. Like, dude, fucking hair grows, man. Are you kidding me? Like, the older you get, you're gonna hit your mid 30s, and you're gonna be like, why the fuck do I have hair in my ears? What the fuck is happening? Why is this growing like this? Why do I keep hating nose hairs? Dude, your hair is gonna start sprouting in places you never thought before, and it's not your pubic region or your face. It's literally gonna be other parts of your body. Like, why is this happening? It's called adult puberty, and it sucks.
Many revelations in this stream. Many
yes,
revelations.
there we go. The birds and Mulp is saying the birds and bees talk. Thanks, Dad. But anyway, so anyway, this art piece is of me like sitting on this throne of money, and I'm holding a silver play button because I really wanted one at the time, and I eventually got one. And there's all these other pieces of like the Happy Merchant makes an appearance in it, but there's references to other people. Like, there's references to King of Pole in it, and there's references to Sargon in it, and there's references to other Gamergate elements in it. And the thing that I love about it is that it's so I don't know, it's critical, but I just really like it. I love that it exists. And if I could get it framed, like if I could get a high res image of it, maybe I'll reach out to Medicare and ask him if he can give me that from Jade. I would fucking print it out. I would frame it and I'd put it on my wall. Like, that is how, no, I've always said this. It's the thing. Again, it's that weird notion of inspiring someone to create and seeing, even if it's about you in the negative, but seeing what their passion is, what they're trying to say. That's awesome. It really is. It's really fucking cool. So that's how I view it. And, I think it's funny.
Mundane Matt, can you say turn off that pesky ad block?
Do you guys want me to say it?
Say it.
You want me to say it? I can do it.
Yes.
That
is our battle cry for Allah, inshallah.
Did you hear I said like the other part of that little thing also said like 4chan calls me the most red-pilled motherfucker. Did you ever hear that?
Yes. Oh, that's so funny.
All right, hold on.
Hold on.
I'll say it too. I recorded that in my car on my iPhone, right? Like I was picking up my brother from work and I was sitting in like my car waiting for him to come off of work. And I'm like, I need to do a channel trailer. I need some audio. And so I just said that like 30 seconds or something. And I had no fucking idea that like it was going to take off and spawn 2 memes.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too.
Everyone is, dude, there's an ocean of ones.
An ocean of one, a sea of ones. All right. Let me do it, and then we'll I'll get over it. I'll let you go, and we'll get to some phone calls. But okay,
Yes.
You might have heard of me as Mundane Matt. 4chan refers to me as the most red-pilled motherfucker. And remember, turn off that pesky ad block.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. All right.
All right, man. I'll let you go get some sleep because I know it's really fucking late your time.
Oh no, I'm just waking up.
Oh,
I'm just waking up. But yes, I will go. Right. This has been a pleasure, Majestic Matt. Inshallah. Inshallah.
We'll do it again, Pio. We'll definitely do it again. And send me an invite. Really send me an invite back to your Discord. I just got to remember to mute it this time.
Yes, I will.
So much.
Goodbye.
All right, man. I'll talk to you
Majestic Matt.
Thank you very much, Pio. All right. Good old Pio. I like Pio quite a bit. He's based Norwegian. What can we say? All right, guys. We've been on for about 2 hours. And what we'll do is we'll drop the link here if you guys want to come into the StreamYard. I know we had someone in there. I feel really bad. Depth Charge was in literally from the get-go. And I was like, I'm going to have Pio on for a bit. And then I'll bring you on. And then he's like, it's been 2 hours. It's really late in Texas. I have to go to bed. And I feel really bad for him there. So we'll get back to that though. Let's see. Let me look at the trigger. Oh yeah. I also said trigger the libs, own the libs. I forget exactly where I heard that. I do think that it's a bit, I forget where I heard that from, but it's not my line originally. But I did say it in that video about like going on Tucker Carlson, which look, I'll be fair. If Tucker Carlson, if I got a call, they're like, hey, you want to go on Tucker Carlson and talk about Gamergate? Yeah, I'd do it. I would totally do it. I still would do it. I think it's fucking funny. It's one of those moments of like, when would I ever be here again? When would I ever be in this situation ever again? And truth of the matter is probably wouldn't be. So it's like, why not fucking do it? Why not? Just do it. Go on there. Okay, you know what? Oh, no, wait. I don't need that. Hold on. Let me bring up the voicemail line because I haven't had that turned on. If anyone's called, which people might have called. Yeah, there was a couple phone calls that came in, actually. My mistake on that one. All right, the phone lines are also open. 323-207-0499. That is also open if anyone wants to jump on in and shoot a call real quick. We'll take a couple of them, and then my ass is going to go to bed. So there's that. Fat J says, Tucker Carlson is one of the few Americans on TV who isn't totally nuts. I disagree, considering that his former writer was found out to be a gigantic tool. So there's that one. Let's see. Dubs checked. What are we checking dubs on? Are we doing that? Okay. So yeah, the StreamYard link's right there, or we'll just talk in the chat for a few minutes. If no one calls or comes in, and if you, I'll just wrap it up. I did try something today. I don't know how well it did, but I took the stream from last night and I unlisted it, and then I made a new copy of it, and then I played it as a premiere this morning for people who didn't get to see it live. I'm probably going to try it again tomorrow to see if people in the daytime want to listen. I mean, there was I think we had 30 people listening for that stream last night, and this one's way funnier, so I think we'll get a lot more people listening. I just want to give it a shot, see if people get the reruns. Walulu says his writer was based. No, come on, dude. It wasn't. I don't know if I'd call that based. I wouldn't call it based. I'd call it really annoying. That's what I would call it. It's really annoying. All right, we got a call. Let's see. All right, 424, you're on the air. And he hung up. He hung up. Why'd you call and you hang up? 424, come on, call back. Call back. Come on, it's fine. You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you, 424. Oh, okay. I just looked up the area code for 424. That is that's a new one. That's a new area code. All right, so we got some person here in the StreamYard.
The feds are on him. The feds are on him, guys.
Oh no, it's Dratini.
The feds are chasing him. The feds are chasing him all over the place.
Oh my, I'm not dealing with this guy tonight. Okay, sorry, Dratini. No, I'm not doing it. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for whatever it is you're going to bring to the table, and your voice is so low. It was Dingo who called and got scared. I'm not doxing anyone. I'm not doxing anyone. No one was doxed. All right, fine. Okay. All right, Cal. What's on your mind? We'll do this real quick. What's on your mind, man? See, now he's gone. I brought him back in. And now he's gone. What's going on?
He's just gone.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I brought you back in.
What?
Okay, can you raise the volume of your microphone?
Like this?
There we go. That's yeah. All right.
People can hear me.
It's a bit.
I had no idea. I had no idea you brought me in.
Yeah, I was like, I was gonna give you a hard time, and then I'm like,
Yeah. I blanked out. Like I was MK Ultra for a second.
Oh, that's okay. That can happen to anybody. So, what's on your mind, dude?
I'm not here to harass you. I'm not here to do bullshit, and I'm not Dratini. Okay. I'm not Cal. I just wanted to ask you if you've ever heard the tragedy of Godwinson the Wise.
No.
I thought not. You see, it's not a story the Gunt Guard would tell you. It's a Kino legend. Koth Godwinson was a cow lord of the Kino, so powerful and so wise, he could actually use cowology to influence the midichlorians to create lolcows. He had such a knowledge of the Kino side, he could even keep the ones he cared about from becoming lolcows.
Okay.
Do you think that's true? I think it's true. I believe it.
Godwinson is a man of many talents. That is for certain. That has been seen. We have witnessed.
Well, I don't know if it's true, but I believe it. The black oil virus, it's brimming in my brain. You're gonna troll Tucker Carlson epically into tweeting #Gamergate. You're being called from different area codes by the feds. And Gator was right. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, no shit, dude. No fucking shit. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could get, I think if I could get Tucker Carlson to tweet about Gamergate, that would be an epic win.
Yes, we're going to say it, Matt. What are we going to do to Tucker Carlson? We're going to troll him epically.
We're going to, yes.
Tweeting what?
Tweet Gamergate. I would laugh so hard if we got him to talk about that. But it's also I also at the same time have no desire, none, to ever go back to that fucking existence again. You know what I mean? Gamergate served its purpose, but let it be dead where it needs to be. I don't know why Sargon has this boner to bring it back constantly. Is it he just wants to find a new way to stay relevant?
Sorry, who has a boner for your movement?
No, Sargon. He wants to bring. He's the one.
Boner for you.
Not for me. No.
This is your movement.
No. It was never.
You were the internet aristocrat. You created Gamergate.
No, and internet aristocrat didn't even create Gamergate. The name actually came from Adam Baldwin. TV's Adam Baldwin. Fireflies Adam Baldwin. That's who did it. Yeah.
No, I don't believe you. These people, they're all you at the end of the day.
They're all me. Yes, I clone myself.
Strings.
Yeah.
No, they're all your puppets.
They're all my Yeah, you got me. You got me on that one, man. Yeah, they're all my puppets, and I control every one of them, and we clearly trigger the libs to own the libs. And
that's what Godwinson told me. He told me that he's your puppet.
Well, I am the fourth man, I think. I think I'm the fourth man. And I say that because I was able even to get a a very, very solid endorsement from, big man Tyrone.
Turn off that pesky ad block.
Yes. I was able to get endorsed by
that pesky ad block.
by big man Tyrone, man. One of the greatest of the greats. He's even Ethan Ralph's father. Oh,
Ethan Ralph's father. He went on a plane to kill Ethan Ralph, so that's sad. I kind of miss Ethan Ralph.
well, you can catch him 5 nights a week, slowly drinking himself into an early grave over on the kill stream.
But Faith's dad went on a plane to kill him. Is that right?
No, I mean, like we were speculating that could potentially happen. Yeah. I mean, like he was 2 hours away in Richmond. They actually went to Richmond, and he at that point, he knew where Ethan lived, and I'm pretty sure that night Ethan left. Like when Ethan put out the sex tape, he bailed to like Williamsburg. He says he left home for 2 days in order to travel to get away, with a little bit of R&R to recoup, to reinvigorate. No, you could tell he ran because her dad was in the state, and her dad could come back and kill him at any moment for what he did. So he ran. Think about that. We have 80 people watching right now. Remember this moment. Ethan Ralph ran because he was afraid that her father would come back to kill him for releasing her sex tape. All I'm saying is you can kind of tell a lot about the mettle of a man when he commits a class 1 misdemeanor and then runs away to a hotel 57 miles away in order to hide from the girl's father.
You can also tell the mettle of a man when he goes all the way over to honor kill his daughter and her boyfriend. That's some honor right there.
Yeah,
killing.
sure.
Cool.
Well, all right, man. I'm going to let you go. I got some more people that have lined up in the chat, and I want to just kind of rush through some people. But I appreciate you coming on in. We had some good Godwinson lore. Godwinson lore is always good.
Yeah, and you did see the video where he's he's sitting in front of his curtains. His lighting is behind him. It's all very unusual, and he's sort of in a shadow. He's casting a shadow, and there's a bit of light on his forehead. And it's what happens when you have a bit of light, but it's wet. The lighting, it's not even. It's got unusual bright spots. So Godwinson's sitting there and he's sweating. He can't believe that Gator is actually right. He's just sitting there sweating. And he's my favorite cocaine Anglo. My second favorite cocaine Anglo is probably Randbot. But Godwinson has less schizophrenia, so I think Godwinson's at least tolerable.
Good to know. Good to know. All right.
Did you see that? You saw he was right?
I mean, I've seen a lot of Godwinson, but I generally just tend to listen. I don't spend a lot of time, analyzing what he does. So, or how he frames his scene. No, I didn't notice the sweat. Again, I like Godwinson. We talk every once in a while, but I haven't really looked at how much he perspires. But I'm happy that you have. It gives us something to talk about, no matter how awkward it might be.
No, it's not awkward at all. You can tell that Godwinson is shaken. His faith is shaken. He could do anything at any moment. He's a loose cannon.
So, okay. All right, man. What? Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk more about Godwinson and what may or may not happen later on. All right.
Okay. Now you're gonna kick me from the show.
I am gonna kick you from the show. Yes. All right. Thank you very much, Cal, for coming in. Mulp, I see you there. What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Hey, hon. How are you?
I'm good.
You can hear me fine. It's my first time using this thing.
Yeah. Thank you very much for calling on in. It's a new voice. I usually get like a couple of the same people, which is not a problem, but it's always nice to get someone new.
Yeah, first time.
First time caller, long time listener. Welcome.
Yes. And I have to say, it was very nice of Sargon to call in. It seems like he has a cold. He sounds a little weird, but it was nice for him to call in.
Well, he likes to think of the little people. He likes to help out quite a bit with the little people and make sure that they have the opportunity to get the exposure that they need. Good guy Sargon when he's tweeting about not raping someone, He's really good at
When he's not getting anally molested by a feminist and her what was it, her British friend, he's pretty cool.
yeah, when he's not getting covered in milkshakes and fish, which I just feel like that's just in general a British delicacy that I don't want to try.
You know what? I hear their food really sucks, so you might be right.
I mean, like everything is fried, but it's still tasteless. I don't get that.
I don't know. I keep seeing I have British friends like post like what beans on toast, and it looks so gross.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
good.
don't get that delicacy.
Like,
But
I would Hillary Clinton the fuck out of that by having hot sauce on me at all times. Like, if I ever go to the UK, I'm just gonna bring hot sauce.
I would just take the beans and like chop hot. Have you ever had that like kind of, we call it like a pour meal? Like you would take the hot dogs, you chop it up, and then you put it in beans.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I've
eat
done
it
that.
like that way.
Yeah, I've done it that way. Yeah, it's like a hobo meal, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, we've done that. We've done like hot dogs and, like growing up, had like couldn't afford buns, but you had really cheap ass white bread.
Grilled cheese.
Yeah, so like your
Cheese sandwiches.
your lunch was just like, let's go. What do you feel like today? Hot dogs or grilled cheese? Like, I don't know. Do we have tuna fish? Nope. Fuck.
Fish sticks.
Yeah,
like
you
that.
get like chicken.
What was those meals, those frozen meals for kids?
Oh,
And they had the
yeah.
disgusting chicken nuggets.
Yeah. I know those ones. I actually like for a while I kind of lived off not those specifically, but like when I was in the process of moving from San Diego to Portland, I was just more or less like I would just get like the frozen meals and that was basically it. And it wasn't healthy. It was so full of sodium. And I should
Yeah.
have known better, but I'm like, you know what? I don't really have access to a stove right now, but I've got a microwave and a mini fridge and Xbox. I'm pretty good. I'm going to neat the fuck out of this for a while until I move into an apartment. And then after that, you know what? I didn't have a car, so I still did the same fucking thing.
Well, that was me. Like I worked in a restaurant. All I would eat was like salads. Like that's it. Just salads. I'd take home salads every day. I lost weight.
Well, I would do that. Like when I worked at a theater, I just ate a lot of popcorn and that's not good. But I still love popcorn. So
Dude, oh my God, are we alike? I literally worked at a movie theater just so I can get free popcorn. I love popcorn. You have no idea.
It's I have I'll tell you what I hate though about theaters and like because I worked at a drive-in, and so and I've worked at other theaters too, but like the drive-in we would empty out the popcorn, we would clean everything out that night. We'd have a little bit left for the next day just to kind of get us going, and we'd make a fresh batch over the old stuff in order to just help out. In the theater I worked at in LA, we would just reuse like the entire batch of popcorn the next morning. You just put it in the warmer and it's like people can't tell the difference. And I'm like, oh no.
I can.
Oh yeah. I absolutely can tell the difference on the popcorn. It's if you can tell if it's old because it's a little bit chewy.
Yes.
Yeah, I get bitchy at that.
I'm a popcorn connoisseur, okay, and I can tell. And I always felt bad when we had to do that.
Yeah, I tried not to tell anyone that. Like I had one time our popcorn machine broke. It was a busy night and my boss is all like, I need you to go to the store and get us bagged popcorn. And I'm like, wait, what? What the hell's going on? He's like,
that's scuffed.
He's all like, our popcorn machine's busted. I can't get it fixed till tomorrow. We have intermission coming up. People are going to want popcorn. We need something. And I'm like, okay, on it. And the only thing open was a place called Food for Less, which is like a Winco or kind of one of those like Kroger based markets. And so I go down there and like all they've got for popcorn are these like dollar bags with the kind of popcorn that tastes like fucking styrofoam.
Ugh.
And I had to buy like 30 bags of it and like shove it in my car and like drive it back to the theater and go like, all right. And they're like, okay, don't open any of it up out here. Go in the bag, open it, put it in a trash bag, like a clean trash bag. And then like slowly mix it in with everything. And maybe the warmer will help make it better. And you can see people buying it and eating it. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like,
I would be pissed.
yeah.
I'd be like, so what the hell is this?
Yeah, because the thing is, we couldn't really tell them that, so we had to sit there and go like, "No, I just totally fucking made that shit." Like, yeah, it's a new type of
feel the
popcorn.
warmer. It's warm. We
Yeah.
just made it, dude.
Do you
Trust
Do you
me.
want to go touch my kettle? Like, it's fucking hot.
You might burn yourself, but all right. I did not. We can talk about popcorn all day. That's literally my favorite snack, and I'm about to buy a $200 popcorn machine for my home theater. But whatever.
Jesus,
I
that's an
dude,
investment. Ever since I found out I was type 2 diabetic, I actually have only had popcorn like 3 times. I space it out, you know. I try to be careful about it. But fucking, I'm gonna go see New Mutants tomorrow, I think, and I'm gonna have a popcorn. COVID be damned. COVID be damned. I want my
not me.
soda, my
I don't
popcorn.
mind dying. I don't mind dying choking on popcorn. I'm all right. I will always eat it.
That's hardcore. That's ride or die for the corn. That's ride or die for the corn.
Well, I mean,
But here's a
we have
question. Here's a real
bountiful
question.
corn harvest right now. So
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But here's the question. Do you
Yeah.
put butter on the popcorn?
No, I don't like movie theater
There you go.
butter.
Because
I
it's
don't.
not butter.
Sorry.
It's oil. It's oil. It's
Yeah,
not butter.
It's lies. It's
Yeah, it's
disgusting.
all lies. It's literally like 2 or 3 molecules away from being fucking liquid plastic. It's edible, but it's not good. I don't get people that are like, why don't you go ahead and like empty half that out and like put butter on the middle and then like stack it a little bit, put a little bit more butter on there and then butter on the top. And I'm like, so you just want butter with
I've
like
had
2
that.
pop? It's disgusting. But I'll tell you this though. Here's a tip for all of you out there that want good popcorn when you go to the theaters. Get a popcorn, no butter. Then go over and get a whole bunch of jalapenos, which they're probably not going to leave out anymore because of COVID, but they might give you a couple containers worth. So get jalapenos and drop the jalapenos in there. You get the sweet and the salty.
All right, I'm gonna have to be contrarian. Don't do that at all. Don't sully the popcorn.
What are you
Just eat it
talking about?
all natural. That's gross.
That
and
is-
it's gonna make the popcorn all wet and soggy.
Well, okay,
I promise you.
okay, hold on. If you play it right, if you treat it like a
Yeah.
gentleman would eat popcorn, okay, like a true dignified individual would eat this corn. What you do is you have it in. I'm not like you have it in a little container. Okay, they give you a little cup. So then what you do is you go, okay, you take a couple kernels and you toss it in your mouth, and then you go and you pick up a piece of jalapeno and you toss it in your mouth, and that's how you do it. All right.
Matt, are you pregnant? That sounds gross.
I'm not
That sounds
pregnant.
like pregnant food.
It's not pregnant food. It's delicious, and you're wrong.
At least you could have said Red Hots. At least it wouldn't make the popcorn.
Okay,
soggy.
fine. Red Hots are a way to go about it, but what about peanut M&Ms? That's also good.
I don't know. I guess I'm boring. I like vanilla popcorn. I like kettle corn. That's it.
I
don't like chocolate. I don't like all that. I don't want anything fancy.
I'll tell you this. I just
I'm
like
a simple girl.
I like air pop popcorn. No butter, no salt, black pepper.
Black pepper.
Yes. Black pepper. You know why you put black pepper on there?
Why?
Because the pepper activates your metabolism and it helps you digest it faster.
I mean, I mean, big if true.
I got 14 years of movie theater experience here in a lifetime of a fat ass eating popcorn. So it's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to call myself a fucking subject matter expert on this shit.
All right. You know what?
right.
I did not come here to debate with you about popcorn. We can do that later. I wanted to say, I think you've been killing it lately.
Thank you.
Your streams have been interesting, very, very nice, very quaint, not too crazy, not like the kill stream, whatever. You got a nice radio voice. I always thought that.
Well, it makes up for having an ugly face. So I kind of like to
Stop. You're fishing
well,
for compliments.
I'm not fishing for anything, madame.
Mhm.
All right. If I
No,
want that,
Matt.
I'll go wake my girlfriend up and be like, "Tell me I'm pretty." I'm having a moment. My nipples are just really sensitive. She'll just go, "What the fuck?" and get the hell out of here.
So you should go to the doctor.
Well, yeah, probably. It's a weird thing. It's rashy. It's kind of odd. It's heat. No, I'm kidding. But no, thank you. I actually really prefer like the radio approach to it. Just the general talking, not needing to be on camera. I mean, I have all the equipment for it. But I don't like it. I think it takes away from just like listening and experiencing it, but so many people on YouTube have to apply the visual medium to it in order to, for some reason, like to think that they appreciate it. But really oftentimes we just put it on in the background and listen.
Yeah, that's why I appreciate your stuff, because I have to like I have a job where I just like I can't look at stuff, but I like to listen to stuff. So stuff like this where there's like nothing going on, that's fine. I don't need a visual. I'm Gucci. But
Good to hear.
yeah. Well, the other thing I wanted to say is like, look, it's funny that you've been going after Ralph and stuff because they deserve it. They're cuckheads, but don't let these motherfuckers like bring you down. Like just
No.
like they're gonna try and rope you back in, and they're gonna try to like sink you to the bottom. They're gonna get you in their shit, and you know what? Just after a while, you should just like cut them off.
Well, yeah, I
You
kind
know.
of I do want to. I do want to.
Mhm.
It's one of those things
Not
where
trying to
it's,
spoil the fun for everybody.
no,
I know they're having
people
fun, but I'm
people
just
having
saying for
fun,
your own
yeah.
sanity.
Yeah,
For
after
your
a
own
while,
sanity.
like eventually like it's going to have to end as everything does, and that's fine.
Yeah.
My approach to it, my thought process on it is like if I can use this as a parlay into opening up the conversation, having people like yourself call in, or even the last guy calls in doing that weird, he's been in my Discord before. So like I know who he is, but it's like doing like a weird kind of like nasally Sargon impersonation.
He was funny.
He was funny. And it's like there are good people out there that want to just have a conversation. Not everything has to be a fight. Not everything has to
Yeah.
be whatever. We can joke about stuff and have a good time. With the way my philosophy is after the last 2 years is like really do no harm. I don't want to harm anybody. I'm not looking to destroy any lives. I'm not looking to do any of that shit. The difference between me and someone like Ralph is like if someone blew up or did something stupid here, my goal would not be to milk it to like make money. If it was like a
Yeah.
bad thing, I'd be like, yeah, are you okay? Like, take some time, do your thing, because I don't want people to associate me with the attempt at destroying somebody else. I'm going to mock Ralph
Exactly.
because he does stupid shit on the daily because he's so
Yeah.
like he's just egotistical and he is so, insecure and
it's funny.
it's funny.
But yeah, I'm just worried about your like
Yeah.
sanity because they're going to because they have absolutely nothing right now.
No, they got nothing
have
on me.
nothing. They have like not in like their shows. It's not entertaining. I've been around since Gamergate. I've seen these people, what they used to be like, what they are now, and they're just so pathetic, and they're like trying to like I was surprised that they bought you up like what 2 years later. Like I'm
Yeah.
like nothing like I haven't watched this show in a while. I'm like nothing happened to the point where you have to bring up this old drama and try to make them like what do they call on Howard Stern, like one of those gag guests that they always like call from time to time for a laugh, like Beetlejuice. What does he call it? You know what I mean, right?
Howard Stern, yeah.
Yeah. So like they're trying to do that to you, but it comes across pathetic because you're just trying to live your life. I'm just worried that you're gonna take the bait and just sink into the shit with
It's a
them and,
fair
like,
that
just don't.
I will be honest with you, that is a fair
Mhm.
concern because like the thing is, and the reality of it is like they've got nothing on me they can use. I haven't done
Yeah.
anything. I literally
Like
haven't
that
done
call was
anything.
pathetic. That was so stupid.
Yeah. Dingo's call today. That was
Mhm.
and the Ralph's
Like,
call
I-
and Andy's
Yeah,
call.
like I don't agree with like everything, like your politics or whatever.
Sure.
But you have a right to say it, and to like do a call and do a segment about it. It was really pathetic. It was kind of it was I cringed into my butthole. Like I was like, oh, all right, is that it?
What
Like, okay.
what really made me laugh the most in the whole situation was every time they call me,
Mhm.
they hang up on me. And it's every time. It's like I'll argue. Like, I don't care. That's the key difference though. But I don't want it to be an everyday sort of thing.
No.
And it's like, look, if they wanted to just leave me alone, I would leave them alone.
Mhm.
Like that's pretty much a live and let live situation. That's my philosophy. But
Mhm.
they want to call me, they want to get my number. I haven't changed my number.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, fuck that shit. Like if I started getting like 1,000
Mhm.
calls a day or some shit, I have no choice.
Then yeah.
And that could probably happen now that I said it, but at the same time, it's like whatever. Like no one ever fucking calls me anyway, so it's fine.
Mhm.
So I'm not, but
Oh, that was really sad.
no. I
You
mean,
made
like,
it sound really sad.
I mean, like, I get like, messages mostly through Facebook. You know what I mean? Like most people now get their messages through like Facebook Messenger or Snapchat or WhatsApp or something
You
like
shouldn't
that.
use that. That shit's spying on you, dude.
Well, everything's spying. You think Google's spying on you? Like everyone's spying on you.
They're spying on you even more.
Well, I like the idea that if they're going to take my data and sell it, I should get paid. I think it was one of the senators was putting that out there. And I was like, yeah, get me a cut of that fucking Bezos money.
At least Google, like, when they're spying, it like helps. Like if I'm talking about something that I want and then I see an ad for it, I'm like, oh, all right.
Does it?
Because that doesn't do anything.
Because like that puts me in more credit card debt. When I'm like,
no, but if I'm looking for it, then that's cool. But
no, I've done that. I've done that before where I just kind of like, I'm like, I was like something with it was something on Instagram. There was like all of these ads on Instagram for something that I had looked at on my computer. And it had just like tracked it over through Facebook. And then I ended up buying one of the items. It was like a phone holder. It was like a mount in my car to mount my phone. And I bought it because of the ad. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm an asshole. I'm like, it worked. It was like $10, but it was like $10. It wasn't that big of a deal. And it lasted like 2 years. Yeah, they got me. They got me. They know how to get me. They're going to soon they're going to hit me up and go like, yo, you want to buy that 4K Goonie special edition? I'll be like, fuck yeah. But then I'll tell you this, and then I should probably let you go because there are a few more people that are still waiting.
Okay, but then after that, I got one more question. For you. Go ahead.
Oh no, well I'm just gonna say like the key is you gotta do what makes you fucking laugh, right? Yeah. And so you can't like a couple years ago I took shit too fucking seriously. I did. Yeah. And it was because like I was so worried about shit. I'm in a different place now. I'm working like 3 jobs, including
You're
YouTube.
worried about your appearance and your channel.
Yeah, and I was worried about money, my kids. I got, everything else. And then now it's like things are in an okay space. I got a little bit of breathing room. I can manage some shit. I'm cool. I'm in a better place. Because I'm not. Why is that?
Because you're not dealing with these fuckheads anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people backed the fuck off. Yeah, they really did. They come at me every once in a while, but
if you would have stayed in that circle, I'm pretty sure you'd be like where Andy Worski is right now, looking like a fucking cokehead goblin. He looks awful compared to when I first saw him with Chris. He looks terrible.
Yeah,
but you would be in the mud with them.
I know.
You're a lot more stable right now.
I am a lot more
stable.
Saying, yeah.
Just don't.
Well, it's also like, it's like I went to therapy and I taught, learned coping mechanisms and then antidepressants to kind of even me out. And it's mostly for anxiety and things like that. I don't have a problem talking about it. Do you meditate? You know what? The thing is like my meditation is, it's not traditional. I do a lot of it when I'm in the shower. Like, I know that sounds weird to say, but I just really like the sound of running water. And I've gotten into floating, like float therapy. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's fucking amazing.
No, I'm still kind of new to it. I'm at the point where I'm so fucking high strung that when I actually do meditate and I feel relaxed, I get scared.
Oh yeah. See,
what is this shit?
I'm assuming you're like me and you don't like to have there be a lack of control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that. There's a few things I just like. I do things a certain way, and when things deviate that, it throws me off entirely.
Oh my God, are you my brother?
Maybe.
Like, yes.
Maybe. I don't know. My dad got around.
I don't like getting drunk. I don't like drugs. I like to be in control. Of myself, not of people. Yeah. But yeah.
Like I haven't had booze. Yeah. I haven't had booze since VidCon last year. I don't think I've been
twisted at VidCon.
I got fucked up at the last night of VidCon. Yeah, I drank a little bit, and then I haven't smoked weed in like 2 years.
I've never smoked weed.
You're missing out. It's fun. Well, what I want to do, I did this before, and when I got like really, I smoked a little bit on stream a number of years ago, and like I would get really high and do live streams. So I would just sit outside and like smoke my vape pen, and I would just talk to people as I got progressively more stoned. And at one point, like I became paranoid because I thought like the grill that was next to me like moved, and so the people watching like created Slender Grill. They created a meme over it, and that shit was fucking funny. What I want to do is I have like blackberry bushes that like line my property, and I just want to like go collect like a pail of blackberry bushes and like go get a vape pen and like just sit down and like fire up a stream and get really stoned and eat blackberries. And then just watch where the night goes, because it's not going to end well. Like that much I know for certain. But it'd be funny.
Getting stoned scares me.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad if you can like, if you have a limit, you can remember. Like if you're by yourself, it's one thing, but when you're with people, you're fucked. Like I'm fucked. If I'm with people, they're like, let's go drink more. Okay, shots.
See, like I'm not a good drinker either. Like I can get drunk off of like one beer, a couple of sips of stuff. So I don't, and I'll get really fucked up. That's why I don't like doing it.
Well, you got to
But
build a tolerance, man.
well, that's what I say to my husband. He's like, no, you don't. You don't have to build it. It's fine that you don't want to drink. And
Well,
I'm like,
yeah.
but I don't want to get tipsy off of fucking Mike's Hard Lemonade anymore.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. You
Yeah,
got to like, I'm not saying you got to down a whole bottle of Maker's Mark or nothing like that, but definitely
can't
like
do it.
have a drink. You need to get a White Claw. It's a low intensity drink, right? It's like it's a hard seltzer water,
Uh-huh.
basically. Like right now I'm drinking, what is this? A hibiscus LaCroix. Like a high class individual. Screw real water. I want water in a can.
Do you have your pinky out as you drink it?
Sometimes.
Awesome.
I'm fucking high class. What you talking about? I come from good stock. I know what this means.
I don't know. I can't. Like I'm 31 years old. I've drank a little bit, but I just can't handle it. I can't.
It's
like
not
the last time I had a Jack and Coke, I got so drunk that I actually puked. It just doesn't agree with me.
well, it's probably because you're mixing sugar and alcohol, right? So you want to watch out on that one too. It's a whole concentration. One night, and we'll get to your question. I'll tell you this. So
Yeah.
so when I was
We keep deviating.
yeah,
my
when I
bad.
was 2003, I was 20. I wasn't 21 yet. I was just 20. My grandmother had just died. I came up to Washington from California for the funeral. My dad and I decided to get trashed. So he bought me all this beer. He bought me a 12-pack of Budweiser, and he's like, do you want any liquor? And I said, yeah, I want, for some reason, because I was only 20 and I was an idiot, I said, give me Aftershock, because that sounds good,
What's that?
it's cinnamon liqueur, right? So it's cinnamon
sounds
liquor.
good.
It's very good, although Fireball is better. That's whiskey. But this is very sugary. So what I did is I sat there and I was watching Canadian, public access comedy and shit. And I have a Budweiser in one hand. I've got the Aftershock in the other hand, and I'm just alternating drinks. And I drink the entire 12-pack and like 2 bottles, they were like the airplane bottles of Aftershock. I drink all of that. And then I get up to go smoke a cigarette. And I go to walk outside the house, and I take 2 steps and I go, nope. And I turn around.
That was me with White Russians.
Yeah, I vomited and I blacked out. And my dad woke up like an hour later, and he told me this the next morning. He's like, I came on out to see how you were doing, and the front door was wide open and the TV was on, and I couldn't find you anywhere. And then I opened the bathroom and I hit you with the door because you blacked out on the door, on the floor. And I'm like, well, what'd you do? And he's like, I just left you. And I'm like, why'd you leave me? He's like, why not?
Does alcohol make you tired? Because that's what, like, after the initial like buzz of wanting to like fight and fuck, I pass out. I just feel tired.
Well, I mean,
And it's really quick. It's like not.
Sure, I get
like
that.
on movies, you like it's a long process.
Yeah.
For me, it's quick. Like first 20 minutes, yeah, I'm pumped, and then next 10, I'm tired. I just want to sleep.
So you have to find a way to maintain that good. You want to get the you want to keep that going without the crash. Okay, Jaeger bombs could be your best bet. Although from experience, that's too many of those will fucking really make you have a bad night. But
No.
I would say the key is to drink and to hydrate and then to keep moving, so one night it was like New Year's, 2017, my girlfriend and I went to the governor's ball in Portland. We wanted to go and be fancy. And so we went out there, and like they had this nice fancy ballroom with like whatever. And we ended up in the bottom floor where they just had a cover band doing like pop songs and like dance songs and shit. And like, we're like, oh, this seems like a lot of fun. And then I had been drinking pretty heavily at that point. And I walked down there, and all of a sudden they played Daft Punk's Get Lucky.
Lovely.
Which is one of my favorite songs. And I just go like, yeah. Right. And I get up there and I'm like, I'm like just dancing.
You got white girl wasted.
Oh, are you kidding me? I was like the whitest bitch in there is what happened. I was nonstop. They played for like the next 2 hours. I didn't stop moving For like, I mean, I was literally just like, my girlfriend's like, okay, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm just having fun. You know, I'm just grooving. And then like,
yeah, I'm getting jealous. I don't have things like this.
well,
But
no one has
continue.
them right now because of COVID. But I mean, like,
You know what I goddamn meant.
I true.
I did not mean about COVID. I'm talking about in the past.
Well, I
But
mean, you know,
continue.
yeah, it's fun to go find those kind of cover bands and just have a good time dancing and shit like that. But then we had to take
I'm talking about the drunk experience, but go ahead.
well, okay, you're in your early 30s. I'm in my late 30s. You
Mhm.
know, I have kids. I don't know if you have kids, but
No,
like,
not yet.
well, then you have no fucking excuse
What, to drink?
to, well, not necessarily to drink, but to have that. You can have that experience, euphorically speaking.
No, every time I do, I want to die.
Well, then,
I
okay,
feel-
so
I
like,
feel like how Ralph did when he was yelling at his fucking mom.
it's
about
not true.
dialysis.
Well, yeah, but you're
Yes,
also not on
That's
pills
how
and
I feel.
okay. So what you got
I
to,
feel like death.
well, then it's like, then don't drink. Then just don't
There you
drink.
go.
The key.
But I want to.
Okay, well, then ease
It's
yourself.
like sushi. Like, I don't like sushi, but it looks so pretty.
Yeah,
And
you
I
know,
want to try it.
okay, so you throw a little soy sauce on that shit and you fucking mac on that California roll. That's what happens.
Oh, fish is gross.
There's
Fish
no
are gross.
but, okay,
sorry.
but there's no fish in a California roll. So there you go. Gives you an
So what's the
alternative.
point? It's not sushi then, is it?
Well, technically, it's still considered sushi. It's just not considered like there's just no fish in it. It's like the vegetarian version of it. But really, what you got
But
to, well, you got to. I don't know. I have there's a vision for my metaphor here. What I'm
Okay.
trying to say is ultimately like if you want to go out and have that like drunk experience, what you got to do is you got to find something that makes you happy. Find something that makes you pumped up,
Dude,
right?
no.
I'm just
I
saying.
feel like I might kill somebody.
Then I'm not going to say do that, right?
The blood is on your hands, Matt.
No,
If I do this,
I
yep.
disavow. I
When
disavow.
I'm in the cop car, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, this guy,
You can-
Matt Jarbo,
I don't know
told me
who-
to go get drunk, and I
told
yeah, I
you
ate
to
that girl.
go get drunk
I ate
and
that
go.
girl's flesh.
and-
I ate her, but he told me to do it. I told him that I can't handle my liquor, but he told me, and she's dead.
I'm telling you to go
Sorry.
to a club and dance, and then like go home with
I'm
your
not a
man.
club person.
Well, okay, go to a
club
bar. Go dance a freaking
Okay,
line
bars
dance.
are fine.
Go on country night. I don't know. I mean, I ended up at a. I don't fucking know what you're into. You could be into line dancing. You could be into twerking. I got no goddamn idea. But whichever one it might be, that's the one you're gonna want to do.
Matt, do you know how to twerk? Because I don't.
I don't know how to twerk. I can shake my ass like Shakira and shit, but it's like that's about it. Don't ask me why I know that, but I just.
It all started with a couple of Matrix marks.
It all started listening to Britney Spears when I was 17. No, it goes back a long way. But no, I would say at this point, really just find something you enjoy to do, and then like find a way to make it a thing you can do. If it's beating someone to a bloody pulp, maybe not. Or
But what if I enjoy that though?
seek help.
You're trying to get you're trying to get me put in jail, Matt.
I'm not trying to get you put in jail. I mean,
You're trying to ruin me.
I'm not
I worked hard.
I-
I worked hard in my life. You're trying to ruin me. Hey, go get drunk. You know,
go get drunk. Yeah,
It's fine,
what's the
it's
worst
alright.
that could happen?
start a bar fight. Shank a person or two. You know, it's all right.
See, this is now you're just using your words, so we're getting deeper into this whole understanding of the Mulp experience, of what to expect when you're hammered and
yeah.
angry. Someone's going to
Dude.
die.
Nah, I got a dark sense of humor. My humor's very macabre.
Well, my dad said it best when it comes to my humor. He's like, it starts in the gutter and it works its way up. So it's basically that's
You're gonna have to explain that because I don't get it.
my
What do you?
my humor starts at like the lowest common denominator. You know, it's like if someone makes a stupid thing or they go like, oh, like it's hard. Like I'm the kind of idiot that would go, that's what she said. Right.
Oh,
Or
same.
like one of those kind of dumb things where it's like, I went to a funeral for my cousin a long time ago, and it was right next the funeral home, and like the cemetery was legitimately right next to a Safeway. Like they shared a parking lot. And
Damn.
and as we're pulling on in, I just look at that and I look at the Safeway, and without thinking, I go, oh, So that's where Safeway gets all its fresh meat.
Boy,
And my mom just looked at me and
That's
she's
pretty
like,
good.
she was all, you don't dare say that in there. You know, I'm like, no, of course not. Like, I'm going to go in there and I'm probably going to cry my eyes out because I loved my cousin. But, you know, it was like, it was just in that moment, my first thought was to make that kind of dark, sick joke. And what I find myself getting older, like I'm out doing an enumerator thing today and I'm talking to this woman, I'm asking her questions about, you know, her kids. Cause I have to get their information. And we're kind of telling stories about, you know, oh, I have 2 kids. She has 2 kids. Her kids are a bit older. And then she basically just goes like, yeah, my second daughter was a mistake, you know, or was an accident. Right. And then my immediate thought was like, there's some stupid fucking joke that is like completely wildly inappropriate. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to say that, you know, like, because it's like, you got to watch out what you say. Although she probably would have been totally cool with it because, you know, she was like bantering back and forth for a while. But you know, that's where my mind goes. I always go to like probably the lowest common denominator joke, but
yeah.
it works for me.
Can I tell you a dark joke?
Yeah.
All right. What did Kermit the Frog say at Jim Henson's funeral?
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, that's pretty fucked up. That's pretty fucked up. That's pretty good. All right.
Wait. My question was, I wanted to know what your favorite movie was.
Oh, my favorite
All
movie of all time is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Why?
To me, that movie is the best movie ever made because it is the quintessential adventure film. It introduced us to Dr. Jones, who is probably like my all-time favorite movie character. And it's so cool in regards to like the action and the music and the set pieces. It gives us a very, very distinct view of good versus evil, right? The Allied versus the Axis. But it also touches upon the concept that Hitler was very much into the occult. And it does it in a way where it's like Jones is not a true believer. He's not a believer at all. He's an archaeologist. He's basically a tomb raider. But through the process of this and uncovering
Triangle titties and all.
Yeah, he ends up really, you know, like realizing that there's more out there than meets the eye. But he knows enough about it to make it this, to survive it. He knows what he's looking for. He knows more than the other side. And that's how they survive at the end of it. And it's just such a fun movie. I've seen it so many times. I absolutely adore it. You know, like it's just, to me, that's always been like my favorite, just because the way Spielberg, you know, created it. Lucas created it. It was Lawrence Kasdan wrote it. It was like Frank Marshall produced it. You know, it's
refresh my memory. This is the one with his father, right?
No, that's Last Crusade.
Oh,
That's Last Crusade. Raiders is the first one.
It's been a while.
Yeah, well, it's right now. I believe it's actually playing in a lot of theaters because they're desperate to get people to come on in.
I don't want to die.
Well,
I will just watch it at home. But mine, I was going to ask you how you felt about the relationship between Jones and his father, but I got the wrong movie.
Well, the relationship I think is interesting because I like it when movies explore the relationship between sons and fathers, because what you have is the similarities juxtaposed with the differences, and it's generational and it's aspirational and it's, you know, overall like how they butted heads, but they ultimately were kind of the same person, but neither one really wanted to admit it. And then through the course of the movie, rekindling their friendship, rekindling their relationship. And what I love about that movie is that elements of that actually carried over into Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And it's often a very under-discussed point in that movie because everyone else goes, oh, it was terrible. I hated Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
I didn't mind.
No, I like it.
I
can't defend the monkeys. I can't defend the monkeys.
The ants were a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but that scene was cool though.
Fencing on the boat, like it was cool, but it's like
it was a bit much.
Indiana Jones movie,
yeah, it was a bit over CG. It was a bit much and shit.
Yeah,
but if you go and you watch the scenes between Harrison Ford and Shia LaBeouf, especially in the early stages of them meeting, you start to see Harrison Ford very much embody Sean Connery. Right? You know what does it better?
What's that?
Karate Kid.
I think the dynamic between Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi is a little bit better than what Harrison Ford did and Shia LaBeouf.
Well, yeah, I can see that, but I mean, I'm talking like just in regards to the franchise and carrying the characterizations over. But yes, I mean, Miyagi and Daniel-san is obviously a very good relationship. I never bothered to watch the Jackie Chan Jaden Smith version.
I hadn't watched it in a while
because I just never cared.
It was okay. It was pretty much the first one, but in China instead of them being Japanese. But I'm watching them all right now because I'm getting ready for Cobra Kai.
Oh yeah, season 3 is gonna drop next year.
It's coming to Netflix like I think this week, and I hadn't watched it, so instead of like paying like money to watch it on whatever, I'm just gonna watch it on Netflix. But yeah, it's I just watched the first Karate Kid, and I feel like the dynamic between Miyagi and Daniel-san, I don't think you would get that in movies right now. You know what I mean? That father-son bond, it seems like it's been outlawed in Hollywood for a little bit. I don't know. But I know I've taken up like so much of your time, and I am sorry. I am a rambler.
No, it's okay. I'm a talker too, but the people have been very patient in the back room.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, everybody.
It's okay. I appreciate you coming on in. Thank you. It was good meeting you. First time caller. I'd like to kind of spend a little bit of time getting to know you a little bit, and definitely call in again because this is going to be a very frequent thing.
Okay. Mwah.
All right.
Bye, guys. Mwah.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.
Toodles.
Bye. All right. Okay. So we've been on for a while. I only wanted to go an hour. It's been nearly 3. God damn. Every time, guys. Every time you keep me talking. Okay. We're gonna dive into Anthony. What's up, man? I know it's almost 4 a.m. your time.
How you doing, Matt?
I'm getting to the end of my day. I can feel it coming on.
Me too. Me too. I had to run some errands to run today.
Well, it's late where you are right now, right? It's almost 4 a.m.
I know. I had to do some errands, you know. I had to go get the post office from my uncles and aunts in Puerto Rico, and I had some KFC.
Nice. Well, KFC is always pretty tasty.
Yeah,
I deliver a lot of it, so I smell it. It's all good.
KFC is awesome, you know. And I can't believe New Mutants is not playing in my area this weekend.
It's playing in my area tomorrow night, and I am very tempted to go watch it. I am
so pissed that Cuomo is not pulling the button to do that.
Can you go to Jersey? Is that possible? I mean, I know it's Jersey.
No, Jersey's still closed. Jersey's still closed.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Well,
the government sucks. Cuomo better do something as soon as possible.
Well, hopefully. I mean, hopefully.
Cuomo's an idiot, you know.
Yeah, there's I mean, I don't live over there. I mean, you guys got a lot more people over there than I have here, 100%. So I think, you know, you just got to kind of grin and bear it. But hey, I mean, look, for the most part, I mean, literally for the most part, that movie's going to be out sooner than you think.
Sooner than I think, really. And I hope they open it by Black Widow.
I hope so too. I really want to check it out. I might go
begin Phase 4. I want to begin my Marvel Phase 4.
There we go. That should be on a t-shirt, right? Marvel should sell that shit, and then capitalize on the death of 180,000 Americans.
But I heard some rumors that there's some delays on Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision. I heard some reports from this YouTuber named Everything Always.
Yeah, I mean, take what he says with a grain of salt, as always. I mean, I've seen some of his stuff before. He's a little bit on the clickbait side, in my opinion, but
clickbait. But I don't believe what he said.
Well, there is some stuff that's happening. They are going to start ramping up production here pretty soon, but those shows are probably going to end up getting. I mean, WandaVision I think is done filming, so that's going to probably come out later on this year. But Falcon Winter Soldier, I think actually resumed filming.
Yeah, I know, but I heard a rumor that Evan Peters is playing Mephisto.
I've heard that rumor too. I have no knowledge of what's going on.
He'll be a great Mephisto, by the way.
I think that will be interesting to see what they do with it 100%. I really want to see what WandaVision does. It's going to be the first foray into Marvel on television under Kevin Feige. So yeah, but hey man,
I hope they bring back All right.
Well, yeah,
All right,
I'm gonna
Matt,
let you go. I'm excited. I just want to get to this last guy, and then I'm gonna let you go. But thanks a lot. Go to bed. You sound tired. I sound tired.
One more week till my birthday.
All right, man. Well, hey, keep at it. We'll talk soon. All right, buddy.
All right, thank you.
All right,
Bye.
thank you very much. All right, we have the last guy here, third man. Sorry for the wait.
Hello there, Jarbo.
Hello there.
How's it hanging, my man?
It's doing pretty good. What can I do for you tonight?
You know, a couple things came up earlier in the stream. I just have to quickly address the person bad-mouthing Godwinson earlier. That was all slander and lies.
Okay, was he? I thought he was just telling a story.
Well, you know, he was a bit quiet there. He sounded a bit like Sargon there. But if it was just a story, then that's fine. It's just as my job as the third man, I had to defend Godwinson.
Okay.
So I just wanted to tell you, Jarbo, that you are completely and totally right in the issue of the dingo thing, right? And the dingo thing actually really encapsulates how those kind of people and Ralph's kind of circle really engages with their audience, right? Because you see this guy and he's like cheering on this dude who's basically ruined his life. And it's the same thing with Ralph, where he's just cheering on these people who support him and believe supposedly the same thing as him, yet he's just taking their money and he doesn't actually care about them, right?
Yeah. I don't think he's ever really cared about much of anything, to be honest with you.
It's just the same thing, right? Where it's like they supposedly care about their audience, but they're fine with them ruining their lives.
Yeah. I mean, it's well, when you do it all for the grift, when everything is for the grift, when it's all, you're trying to sustain your existence off of the destruction of others, eventually it all kind of comes back to you, because you're going to have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And eventually it's just going to blow up, because you're going to end up implicating yourself, which is, I think, one of the reasons why Ralph and his crew are still trying to come at me, thinking like that's going to be like this ultimate ace in the hole, which no longer works, because it's been 2 years for one, and two, like, no one really gives a shit anymore. And he's done far worse things. So, all he's doing is just putting himself in the position to be like the eternal lolcow. I mean, in the annals of Kiwi Farms history, the top tier cow is going to be Ralph. I don't think anyone's going to top it.
Yeah, he's just praying right now for someone else to come along, and he's trying to goad you into becoming some kind of replacement surrogate cow for him.
Yeah, that's
He's desperately hoping that you'll like freak out in a call, so he's getting himself and all his capos to call at you.
well. I honestly think when it came to Dingo calling me today, I think he did that on his own. I think he legitimately.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, I think he legitimately called me on his own, and he was just like, because I think a guy like that kind of wears like he wears like his heart on his sleeve, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised, right? I mean, doesn't Dingo know you're white? Why is he coming at you? I thought he loved white people, no matter what they did, as long as they were white.
You would kind of think that would be the case, I guess, from his perspective, which is, a terrible one, to say the very least. But unfortunately, it appears that I think he's just mad. I think he's just a mad fella who doesn't control his anger well, and so he has to lash out in order to win favor with those who
He's definitely a strange one, yeah.
Well, I mean, people tell me all the time that they're kind of looking at like like Dingo will be probably the downfall of Ralph, and I say that only because he can't control himself when he goes on there sometimes, and he says things that are one day probably going to end up getting him permanently banned from the kill stream.
Kind of. I mean, the same thing was happening with Rand, right? And nothing really ever came of that, right?
Well, didn't Rand get booted?
Rand got booted from the kill stream, but he's still like a buddy to Ralph.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I thought he got booted off of. What's it called? D-Live
yeah.
entirely.
Well, they struck the deal, right, where it was supposedly, and no one knows this for sure, but they're thinking maybe that D-Live came to Ralph and they said, there's a lot of strange things being talked about that are ruining the reputation of our site on your show. And then Ralph said, oh no, it's just Rand. I can handle it if we get rid of Rand.
Huh.
And we don't know for sure if that's true or not, but it kind of lines up with the timeline there because Ralph was getting banned around the same time.
Yeah.
Like that was when he lost his D-Live partnership status.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't really pay that close attention. I really don't. Like, I mean, more so now.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But like, there's a lot that I just haven't given like a fuck about, like, and a lot of people, I think they just kind of want to like, they'll talk to me about stuff like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. So, if those, like, the way I view it is those guys are all at this point in a downward spiral. There's no way to get back everything that they had before. It's just they're going to keep pushing till they end up, more or less probably taking themselves out back. And
yeah, Ralph is trapped, man.
Yeah,
he's got I don't even know. He's got his audience that pays him. Probably half of them, they're paying him just because they're like Dingo and they have these certain political affiliations that Ralph doesn't really hold, but he's stuck with them because they're the ones paying him money. And they're stuck with him because he's the only one who's letting them talk about what they want to talk about. So it's like they're all stuck together, and what might happen is that if one side sinks, the other will. But
yeah,
who knows when that will happen, if it will.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with like Molpu when she called in, she's like, don't let it, like don't let it kind of control you or destroy you or whatever. And that's my approach to it is like, I'd rather just like have these kind of conversations and get people on and talk about shit just for fun and not worry about it too much because there's just there's no point to get all worked up over dumb shit. So
yeah,
but
I see that.
And those guys will end up just ultimately taking themselves out because they have.
I'm not saying to take them out or anything like that. I
get you. I get you.
What might happen?
Yeah, no, I understand. But and
I really
don't
even harbor much ill will towards Ralph. It's just like it's only even the last 6 months or so where I've really even felt sort of any sort of resentment toward the guy, right? As he's just gotten weirder and weirder.
It happens in these situations when a person is so chemically dependent on booze and probably other stuff and has very little self-esteem, a very low viewpoint of themselves, and finds themselves in a world that they're trapped in. So they have to manufacture the idea, they have to manufacture the belief that they're still on top. And I mean, by any clear metric, that's not the case. He tries. Like, if you listen to what he says, oh, well, we're at so many people watching across all platforms. Because he tries to hold on to this number. If Chillstream Uncut didn't
2,000 A-logs, 2,000.
Yeah, I know, but it's like Chillstream didn't restream him last week, and he was like kind of freaking out over it. He kept mentioning it, and then PO is just messing with him. And it's driving him nuts that PO is just messing with him. So it's, so he really cares about all this stuff. He absolutely cares. And so eventually it's going to just come back and get him. And the thing is, I understand that mentality. I do. I understand that mentality. And that's why it's like, hey, look, I could have 20 people watching this, 20,000 people watching this. I'm going to treat it the same way. I'm going to treat it the same way. I'm going to bring in people, talk to people. That's what I care about. And laugh at shit. And that's where I'm at. Because I look at what Ralph is, what he became, what he always basically was. And a lot of other people see now what we saw in Gamergate 6 years ago, which is just a broken piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, he just started taking it way too seriously. Back when he was out of prison, he was just a way more laid back dude, but he's just gotten more uptight as the years have gone by. Anyways, I think I'll leave you with that there.
Yeah. Plus, I hear a train coming, so be careful.
I got to get out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, you
See
do
ya,
that.
man.
You stay safe.
Hang in there, Jarbo.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck that was. Oh, holy shit. I don't know what the hell that was. But I appreciate it's been 3 hours. Holy fucking shit. It's been 3 hours. I am going to go to bed because I'm tired. I do appreciate everyone watching. We still have 7 people watching. That's awesome. We've had a lot of and a good watch time, a good number of playbacks. I don't obsess over the numbers, but I'm not going to lie. I like seeing them. And I appreciate everyone who called in. P.O., thank you very much for spending 2 hours just A-logging Ethan live. It was funny. Mulp, Anthony, I think the guy's name is Dratini. I don't know. Of course, Third Man. Everyone else who was participating in the chat, thank you to my mods. Pyro, Lexi. Saw a few of the people that were in there too. You guys are great. I appreciate you all. I will talk to you all probably tomorrow night because I'll be home. And peace out.